Right, so are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Football Chat Live. Today we bring you an exciting clash in the Premier League. It's Aston Villa versus Arsenal. A very, very big game. Slightly different setup here in the studio. We've got a guest as well. Very excited for this. Wearing claret, but the wrong type of claret. Welcome to the stream, Patch. You excited to be here?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, this game I think will be a really good game for the title charge. I think both teams are on great form, so I'm really excited to watch this game. Yeah,
couldn't agree more. Aston Villa climbing up to third with their win over Manchester City in the week. Now they're only 4 points off top. Very good start to the season for them. Joined by Harry as always in a slightly different position. How are you feeling on the end?
Yeah, no, it's all right. A bit uncomfortable, but I'll manage. So as you say, this should be an absolutely cracking game. I can't wait. I hope Villa deliver as they have done in previous weeks, as they did in the midweek against Manchester City. It's two very strong sides. It should be exciting.
It definitely should. Obviously, we've already had an exciting day of Premier League games already. We saw in the early kickoff drama at Selhurst Park as Liverpool came from a goal behind to end up winning that 1-2-1. We've seen Manchester United lose 3-0 to Bournemouth amongst a variety of mental 3 p.m. kickoffs. So already a lot has happened today. This is definitely the icing on the cake though, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this should be phenomenal. It really should. Who would have thought when this fixture came out that this would be the one that everyone's paying attention to for the title?
Yeah, did you see the clip of Sir Alex Ferguson talking about Villa at the start of the season?
No.
So it's taken from their loss against Newcastle. They lost 5-1 to Newcastle, and he was basically predicting that they would have this run of form and that they would have a really good season. It's fascinating to see him nail that in terms of a prediction.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, he obviously knows what he's talking about. You would imagine.
Sir Alex Ferguson.
So, shall we have a look at today's lineups? We'll start with the home side, where of course at Villa Park for this evening's game. Aston Villa lineup as follows. I believe it's a 4-4-2, but we're going to have to work out who's playing up front today. I imagine Leon Bailey is one of the front two, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so in goal it is of course Emiliano Martinez. Who else? In the back four, Konza, Carlos, Torres and Digne. Then across the four it's McGinn, Camara, Luis and Yuri Tielemans. In the front two, Bailey and Watkins. Very, very strong team then, guys.
Yeah, it is very, very strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the midfield is their strongest point. Obviously, Watkins is undeniable, but I do think that their midfield might cause some issues. I get that Rice is in there for the Arsenal team, but I think their midfield is very strong.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, as we expect from Aston Villa, it's going to be looking like a low block day. They're going to try and keep it very narrow, very tight. They're going to let Arsenal use those wide areas because they know they can defend balls into the box quite well, despite Arsenal's evident threat in the air with players like Declan Rice, as you say. So, be interesting to see how Villa set up in that. Obviously, one of the biggest threats for Arsenal does come out on that right flank in Bukayo Saka, so that's going to be a difficult job for Digne tonight. Overall, though, very strong Villa side. As for the Arsenal team, then David Raya in between the sticks, getting the nod over Ramsdale. We'll talk about that in a moment because that is quite an interesting conversation there. In the back four, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Zinchenko returning to a more familiar back four as we saw last season. In the midfield three, captain Martin Odegaard is joined by Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. No real surprises there. Good to see Havertz in given his recent form. Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, Gabriel Jesus leading the line. Very strong.
Yeah, it is really, really strong. And you know, I think they should give it a really good go. They are heading to Villa Park today, which has been an absolute fortress. But it is a very, very strong side. We know Arsenal are very, very good. Saka starts, he would never miss a game. He could break his leg, he could have a funeral, he'd never miss a game. It's incredible.
Have a funeral, still turn up for the second half.
Yeah.
Patch, so me and Harry have spoken a lot about the goalkeeping situation at Arsenal this season, that competition between Ramsdale and David Raya. What's your take on it? Do you think teams can operate with two goalkeepers, or does it make more sense to have a clear number one?
I think the situation will change in the January window. I can't see Arteta keeping hold of both of them because if Ramsdale doesn't start picking up sort of frequent games, I can't see him staying.
Well, you've got a little bit of experience of this because, if I'm not mistaken, West Ham rotated Areola and Fabianski in recent seasons. So they've had that in the past, so there's not too dissimilar. But eventually they did then move Fabianski on, or at least a second choice and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it took us a little too long to get our Areola into that starting role. I think Fabianski, whilst he hasn't ever really gone terribly wrong for us, I do think that Areola should have started a little bit sooner.
Yeah, fair enough. Looking in chat then, apologies guys, so many people tuning in, fantastic to see. Alex Arsenal fan saying, hello guys, good to see you mate. I'm sure we know who you'll be predicting it to win today. Corey as well. Hey, gentlemen, great to see you, Corey. Just fan saying big up people, and then just saying hi to everyone else. Patrick Galbraith here as well. No Gary. No one called Gary. Harry is here, though. He is just on the end, blending into the background.
And no Gary Bison's not here yet either.
No, Gary's not in chat, if that's who you're looking for. So,
He was looking for.
fair enough. Gary will probably be here later, depending on if he's awake or not.
Yeah, I'll say.
But yeah, as Arsenal fans saying, bro, Bayern, what just happened? 500 beat versus Frankfurt. We were keeping up with this. Fascinating result for the Bundesliga title race. Obviously, that will now put Bayern level on points. 3 points behind Bayer Leverkusen level on games. If Leverkusen beat Stuttgart tomorrow, they go 3 points clear. And they go 6 points clear, Bayern with only 1 game in hand. So they do now have a real 3-point advantage. So that could be very crucial. If we're going to see a title race, it's crucial Leverkusen have an advantage at this early stage.
It feels like football is delivering this year in every single league. We've had a title fight. In all the leagues, even League 1, teams are pushing PSG. Yes, over now.
Needs work
It was fun while it lasted.
Farioli's revolutions ended already. But
we've got the Premier League. We've got like a 4-way, 5-way battle. We've got the Bundesliga where Bayer Leverkusen might win it and Bayern might stop. We've got Spain is delivering as well with Girona up there at the moment.
Yeah, Girona now 2 points obviously off Real Madrid, but still right in that fight.
It's brilliant. Even the Serie A's, it's always a 6-team battle. They're always, I don't know how, it's brilliant.
It is fantastic to see. But yeah, in terms of today then, because we've only got 7 minutes now till kickoff, so we haven't got an awful amount of time. What are we expecting from today?
I mean, I'm expecting fun. I'm expecting a really fun game. I think Villa are beating these sides, but they're not. Yes, they're playing a low block, but they're not sitting there parking the bus for 85 minutes, hoping Watkins can score a goal and getting a jam. Look, they took the game to City. They had 20 shots against Manchester City and limited them to 2. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah,
I agree there. I think they're playing a really interesting brand of football, especially given how they managed to incapacitate Manchester City last week, and given that City and Arsenal's stars draw compelling, parallels there. I think it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal today. I think if Villa play the same way they did on Wednesday night, it will be very tough. I think the only difference for Arsenal is that Declan Rice effect. So City didn't have Rodri, and that's someone who can break through lines of pressure by running with the ball, and that's something so crucial. We saw it for West Ham for ages. That's pretty much how they generated chances. It's that ability to pick up the ball, drive through lines of pressure, and that just opens up the game a lot more. So that could be crucial for Arsenal today. It's what City missed by having Stones and Akanji in there, because they didn't have true midfielders, nobody that could drive and progress that ball. Perhaps someone like Mateo Kovacic would have been better for that. But for Arsenal today, it is going to be very difficult. A win could be crucial, could be huge, because they'd stay ahead of Liverpool, they'd go ahead of this Aston Villa side, or further ahead of this Aston Villa side. They could open up a gap to City, depending on how they get on against Luton tomorrow. So, you never know. It's the Premier League.
They came close against Liverpool, didn't they? So, you never know.
Yeah, well, they almost beat Arsenal as well. So,
true, yeah.
Luton are doing very well this season at taking on the big dogs. So, I don't know. I feel for Arsenal, though, this is going to be a big test in terms of how real their pursuit of the title is. Because again, if they lose today, Arsenal suddenly find themselves second, Liverpool are top, and City can then close up the gap to the top runners. So yeah, going to be an interesting one. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff, and so we've still got a few extra predictions to get through. I think we should get into some predictions. We'll start with the guest then, Hatch, so we can trial by fire. Really, what are you expecting from today's game?
The West Ham fan inside of me cannot dispute that Declan Rice will be on the pitch. And
no one can dispute he will be on the pitch. That's not a debate, is it?
I honestly, I'm at two halves here. I can't decide whether I think Villa will be the giant slayers that they are again, or whether they won't be able to handle themselves. I honestly, I'm not quite sure.
It's almost the boring prediction to go for Villa to win here.
Yeah.
So many people think it could happen. It's almost the boring prediction. It's like when we were all saying that Bournemouth were going to beat United. It was so obvious. I didn't think they were going to do it in the manner they did, but everyone knew United were going to lose today.
Yeah.
So with this, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Throw out numbers.
I think I'm going to go 3-2 Arsenal.
Oh,
what
a game!
I think they're gonna have another late winner again. Maybe not from Rice this time, but I do think they're gonna put it together at the end again after an exciting two halves. Really
love it. Goal scorers.
I think I don't know. That one's a little bit harder. I think maybe I'm going to go Diaby and Watkins. I feel like Watkins is.
Diaby doesn't start today. Worth pointing out.
Yeah.
Off the bench.
Could come off the bench.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorted. For Arsenal.
I don't know. I really don't know. I have a feeling that Odegaard, Saka, and Rice. There we go.
Oh, so Rice is scoring it. Which one's scoring the winner?
Rice again.
Alright.
Yeah.
So biased. Harry, prediction.
I'm going to go boring. I think Villa will make it 15 wins on the bounce at home. Wow. I will go 2-1 Villa. I think Arsenal will take the lead through Bukayo Saka, but it'll be a big second half response from, I'll go Douglas Luiz from the spot, and then a winning goal from Ollie Watkins. Send the whole end into raptures.
So you've gone for an Arsenal win, you've gone for Villa win. I feel like, therefore, I've got to go straight down the middle. I'm going to go 1-0, predict a draw. Nobody gets any fun.
Fair enough.
And I'll go 1-0, so there's barely any goals as well.
Great.
There we go. Nice fun game for a half-5 kick-off. I will say a Yuri Tielemans goal for Villa. I'm not sure that would be his first in Claret, or no, he's already scored loads. So there we go. Not his first, but another one to his tally. As for Arsenal, I will say, I don't want to go boring or too predictable. I'm trying to think if there's anyone who hasn't scored for Arsenal this season that isn't David Raya. I will say Gabriel Martinelli, because I'm not sure if he has scored this season.
Yeah, he scored last week.
Think. Okay, there we go. He has. So loads of people have scored already this season. Love it. Going on to the stream, Patrick Galbraith will be buzzing as Gary's hopped in. Good to see you, Gary, on this fine Saturday evening. We are a couple minutes away from kickoff now. So yeah, any last thoughts before we head into the game? I
just hope it's as good as the build-up has been.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Patrick?
Yeah, I think the two teams are very evenly matched going into the game. So I think one team's form will falter, but I cannot decide whose.
Fair enough. I think that's a lot of people's mindset going into this one. It's going to be a close game. It really could go either way. But yeah, make sure to get your predictions, by the way, in chat as well. Having a quick glance at the poll then. Again, it says everything that we've been saying so far. 62% think Aston Villa are going to win this game.
Wow.
That is such a high majority for a game where Arsenal should be favourites at top of the Premier League going into this game week. It's incredible. 25% then for Arsenal, 12% going for a draw. So a very split poll in chat there then. Very, very good to see. But yeah, it's so on Sky they've got it as Bailey on the right wing, Tielemans attack midfield. Don't really see that, and I'd expect McGinn to be on the right, Tielemans on the left, Bailey's one of the two up front. But I guess we'll see at the start. Gary's saying tough to pick a winner out of these two. Again, echoing the similar sentiments we've been saying throughout the first 15 minutes here. But yeah, I think it's going to be a tight game, whatever the scoreline. I think it's going to be a close one, and it's going to be a very interesting game from a tactical point of view to see how Arsenal try and break Villa down, and whether Villa's counter-attacking system can be as potent, as dangerous as it has been. I mean, we saw against City at the time, to the masters of their own downfall. It was slow build-up, it was sloppy, and that's what allowed Villa to capitalise on those mistakes, and eventually Leon Bailey got that goal. Arsenal have to be crisp in possession tonight. They've got to move the ball quickly, and they've got to keep plugging away at that Villa backline to try and break them down, which eventually Villa can't hold on forever. So that's crucial, really, for Arsenal tonight.
Yeah, and I think what I love about this game as well is that it will not stop to the 90 minutes. I look at the benches for both sides. They're really, really strong. Arsenal could look to a Trossard or a Nelson. Villa could look to a Diaby or, even what's his face? I've forgotten his name, John Duran. There's so many exciting players on and off the pitch tonight. This game should keep delivering until that final whistle.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. We are about to get underway here then at Villa Park for what should be a very, very exciting 5:30 kickoff. One that could decide the Premier League title. You never know. Should be good. Should be very, very good. But yeah, players engaging in huddles at the moment, and then we'll be underway for tonight's game. Yeah, very excited.
I think Rice's leadership is also something that's gone not necessarily under the radar, but unappreciated by some people. I think even whilst he was with us, obviously he was the captain, so he's going.
Well, it didn't go underappreciated.
No, exactly. But in this Arsenal team,
Arsenal will get us started here then as well.
Yeah, his leadership is just out of this world.
So, Gabriel Jesus knocks it back underway here at Villa Park, and David Raya immediately sending it long and looking to try and cause Villa problems from the off. Gabriel winning the header, It's going to be about who can actually get the ball down here at the start. It's a lot of contests. Kai Havertz flicks around the corner and Arsenal in behind already. Gabriel Martinelli against Ezri Konsa here. Plays one inside and Villa deal with it. But it falls to Kai Havertz. Thought he might get a good shot away. But Camera manages to rescue it. Already though, Arsenal putting Villa under the cosh a little.
Yeah. I mean, the nice little ball through was an unexpected twist, I think.
Yeah, and now Villa coming forwards as Douglas Luiz picks it up in the midfield. Watkins back to Luiz. And he finds Tielemans. Tielemans moves it out wide. Leon Bailey looking to take on Zinchenko now. We know he can. Brilliant dribbler. Leon Bailey's forced out wide and he has won a corner. And these could be useful. We know Villa are dangerous from set pieces. The likes of Pau Torres going to be getting up into the box here. Diego Carlos as well. Both known to be quite good from aerial deliveries. Yeah, let's go on to the stream as well. Hello everyone, we now have a trio in the studio. We do. It's good to see. It's been a long time since we had a guest. I think the last one would have been Harry for the final day stream of last season. So it has been a while. But yeah. Anyway, bit of tussling in the box now.
Consa clearly not happy with Gabriel though.
Gabriel seems the more disgruntled one, to be fair. And the referee just fighting to get the game under control. I believe it's Jared Gillett in control right tonight, Harry? Nice. And, well, a corner that should have been taken 45 seconds ago will finally be taken now as Villa have put everybody on the goalkeeper as they try and bundle it home. Ball in, and it's headed away by the first man. All of that for that. We watched 45 seconds to a minute of tossing in the box just to not even beat Jesus at the front post. Fantastic. But now Villa throw on the far side then. So they look to try it. If they could hit an early goal here against Arsenal, especially then getting the home crowd behind them, that could be huge.
I think that would give them a confidence boost all the way throughout for the rest of the game. I feel like it would give them warrant to play a little bit more creatively at the start.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Now it's with Pau Torres and Carlos. Lifting it over the top, looking for the run of John McGinn. But he can't quite beat Declan Rice in the air. No surprises there. And Ben White, it's a loose clearance and it's picked up by Luca Digne. Now it's with Luiz. As Luiz knocks it back, here's Torres. Options ahead of him, but he doesn't choose to use any of them. Goes across to Diego Carlos instead. Carlos, ball in behind. Can Watkins win it? Not quite. David Raya can't claim it, but he does enough to deter Ollie Watkins from taking a shot at goal.
Cleared away by Ben White a little bit nicer there.
Yeah, a little bit more convincingly. Especially given the incoming rush of Villa forwards. Gary says any more they wouldn't fit on the screen. We have had 4 on one of these before. For Christmas specials in the past. Though often people would be missing for it anyway because they've got off to the toilet or they're eating food. But
we got Harry and Ruben on, didn't we, for an England game?
Yeah, we did do that. So expect that Euro 2024. We're going to probably have like 8 people in it who are just sort of
behind.
Yeah, we've got like a crowd behind us. Anyway, Torres now. Carlos gives it to Luiz. Now Camara. Boubacar Kamara coming forwards here, and is he caught there by Havertz? Not in the eyes of referee Jared Gillett, and now here come Arsenal. Jesus cannot take it past Diego Carlos, and this basketball-style game continues as a ball in behind is cut out accidentally, you could say, by William Saliba. I'm not sure how conscious he was of that header there. And Watkins fighting away for it, and actually his scrambling challenge has managed to keep them in possession. Watkins now on the edge of the area looking to take aim, blocked by Ben White, still keeping it alive. Ollie Watkins, no idea how he's still got possession. Can he come up with a pass? Dinks it into the box. Unfortunately, he's the one you'd want to be crossing it to in there.
I think keeping that alive is bonus points for FPL, you know.
Of course you do.
I hope so.
Have we all got Watkins?
Yeah,
I do not. I sold him free sack last week because I thought he was injured. Then he went and scored like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I mean. But yeah.
And he's probably going to score tonight.
Let's hope so. Especially so it means Jack does badly.
Yeah. Yes, it says I only see 3/4 of Harry, and Gary says not much of a loss.
Wow.
To be fair, your right arm is not
I
much.
would say, yeah,
Not
this
much of a-
hand isn't like really my pivotal part of my body.
God. Saka the back post, and he's made a hash of that.
Hit the cameraman.
But Arsenal catching even us unaware there. So we're talking about Harry's pivotal parts. God.
Oh, what a lovely stream.
Great knock that was, to be fair, from Saka to Martinelli, and a great knock from Martinelli back to Saka. The shot was something.
Lacklustre.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least. Good delivery from Martin.
I'm going with the dimension around.
You're into the touch wood thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saka's not got so much of a baby face anymore. Growing a bit of a beard.
Yeah.
Going more
He's
romantic.
aged. Torres here for Villa.
What a mature person. To be fair, it's probably the games he has to play.
Yeah.
Arteta never gives him a break.
Watkins.
I don't blame him with that player.
To be fair,
He's very good, but Arsenal need to invest in rotation options soon.
But when you're 5 up at Len,
I really didn't understand their
Come
window. Why spend £50 million on a backup right back, especially when they go and get injured, when you have
it's
two
brilliant
right backs
football,
already?
right?
Here comes Leon Bailey. Takes it outside. McGinn, and he's finished it. Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0. Lovely for Villa, exactly what the doctor ordered. It was Leon Bailey's burst down the right-hand side, which opened up the space. He cut it back to McGinn, who Cruyff turned almost, and finished it well. A brilliant effort from the Scotsman, and Villa lead here. A very good start to this game.
that was an incredible goal. Brilliant play. Back to front, down the right-hand side, starting with the right back with Konza, ending up with Bailey, and John McGinn, the big Scotsman, very happy to fire back at the net, and that is a big goal early
I
on.
didn't know he could turn like that. I'm going to be honest.
This is brilliant football.
Lovely football, as you say. Lovely intertwining. And then here, it's just Leon Bailey's ability to take it inside or outside, which means Gabriel has to make a decision. He commits to the outside, and Bailey just brings it back in on himself, shifts it to John McGinn, who made a bursting run into the box. Held his run nicely, actually, and then put it past Raya. Are there question marks to the keeper? I think at that range, you can't really make too many complaints, but it is sort of straight at him, and he positions his hands around
I
it.
put it more down on Ben White, the fact that if John McGinn turn like that and then finish.
An Alex Arsenal fan, not a fan of that one, it has to be said. Gary, very much so, though. A beautiful turn by McGinn. Daz, welcome to the stream. Big up, guys. What colour is the ref in this? Black, blue, red, or yellow? I'm guessing you're not watching. You're not just colourblind.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, not an issue.
No.
He's the refs in black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of what people are wearing, this Arsenal kit is disgusting.
Shows the Villa one, the texture on the Villa on anyway. There was a big argument
Not
about that.
as
wasn't
bad
there?
as
I'll bet the
yeah,
sweat
things,
patching.
yeah.
Yeah. There was a big argument there.
This is incredible. 15 wins at home, by the way, as it stands for Villa. That's insane.
Consecutive wins, it should be.
Yeah, like consecutive. They've won more than
Right.
15 games at home.
That's their history. Like, terrible at home.
Awful. They travel really well.
That would mean they win so many games away. And Martinelli, can he keep it in? He does. And now he looks to take on Ezri Konza. Is it just me, or does Martinelli not feel it as threatening?
Oh,
I'd say
ball
that.
there from
Free from
Odegaard.
Martin Odegaard. But he can't get it past Diego Carlos, so they're trying to play help from their own penalty area here, Aston Villa, which hasn't exactly worked out. Carlos against Martinelli again now. And Bailey's stepped in as well to help. It's good defending from Diego Carlos, stands up his man, and now Bailey wants to drive it out. He knocks it back to Carlos. Now it's with Torres, Digne. They played out really well there from Villa, out of pressure. But Arsenal trying to keep this attack alive, and it's Saka against Torres, and Torres, no silly business there, smashing it into the crowd.
Probably injured a fan.
I think that is the thing that has helped Villa massively, is that they haven't, there's nothing silly from them defensively anymore. They've got Tyrone Mings who just kick it up in the air for a laugh and they lose the ball.
Yeah, I like this from Gary as well, saying thought that was going to be a very different question reading the first part of that sentence. Dan's question of, big up guys, what colour is this ref?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Henry's not in chat today, so we don't need to worry about that. Anyway, Arsenal looking to come forward here. Zinchenko gives it to Rice. Zinchenko again. Now down the line into Martinelli. Nice touch. Zinchenko then playing it back towards Gabriel Martinelli, who just about keeps it in touch.
No, he doesn't.
Not in the opinion of Jared Gillett, who overturns it, giving it as a throw. I imagine that's more the call of a line there, but still
I think
a close one.
the number one bullet point on Arsenal's worries today would have been conceding early to a team who have won 14 consecutive games at home, who have a brilliant atmosphere and are very good at football. To concede within 6 minutes is really poor.
Ben White just doesn't get close enough to McGinn here watching again. He allows him to turn. You've got to be getting right onto the back of John McGinn there.
He's got to throw himself at the ball.
Yeah, that as well. Good point. But yeah, White. Now Declan Rice looking for options ahead of him, but he doesn't see any. And yeah. You really notice how similar the shape is to the Manchester City system now. With that, it is becoming that 3-2-4-1 even more so now. Or even more apparent.
Yeah, and you see that, you don't really see it as much.
Pressure and he picks up the ball.
You don't see it as much nowadays. Because it used to be back in the old days, teams would just change their system and formation based on who they're playing. But surely, if Arteta watched the City-Arsenal game on Wednesday night, when clearly this system is going to get past the park, you think he'd at least adjust something? Because surely then you should expect the same outcome.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be changes, obviously, and they're not identical. They are very similar. Don't get me wrong. He's definitely taken inspiration from Pep and a lot of.
Inspiration.
It's like, yeah, can I copy your homework? Yes, but only change it a bit, and then just produces the exact same formation. But there are going to be slight differences, slight tactical tweaks and adjustments which suit players better. I mean, for example, in this Arsenal system, Bukayo Saka's given a lot more freedom to roam, and a lot of the players sense about getting the ball onto the right-hand side, so they can create chances for Saka. And actually, I think a lot of it is a bit too centralised on right-hand side build-up, a bit too focused on that, because it does mean that if Saka's injured, Arsenal are basically in a lot of trouble in that regard, because they don't know how to play. They do rely quite heavily on Bukayo Saka, and perhaps that's why they don't ever drop him. A long ball there from Martinez, though Watkins cannot win it in the air, and Arsenal now regain possession. Here's Rice. Carries the ball forward.
Brilliant.
Now just gives it back to Saliba. But what Villa are doing so far is just putting themselves in a really good position. We're immediately seeing the 4-4-2 shape come into its own. It's brilliant to see how Emery's reinvented the 4-4-2 this season by having narrower wingers. So rather than having a 4-4-2 traditionally leaves you very weak in midfield because you're down a player. It's almost like they've got four in there now because they very much create very narrow with their wingers, and then when they attack, they suddenly spring into life and push up and get wide. But a lot of their width, they don't need any width in defending, so they come inside, and it means the midfield is very congested, making it very difficult for Arsenal to play through. And settling into that low block shape that we've seen been very successful, evidenced in this game, evidenced in the City match. Very, very successful shape. Ezri Konsa looking to make something happen. Tielemans tries to touch it forwards, but it's won back by Arsenal. Here's Martin Odegaard. And now Saliba. Watkins puts the pressure on, but very calm and composed from Saliba. He now picks out Martinelli in a wide area, plays it inside to Gabriel Jesus. He's short of options, but he manages to turn and finds Zinchenko in space. Now Rice back to Jesus. He's trying to come inside here. Plays it across, and it's between White and Saka, though. Bit of a poor pass, and it results in a turnover in possession. What are our thoughts then in the first 10 minutes? I'll start with you, Patch. What have you thought of the game here?
I think Arsenal have looked quite anxious since the goal. They've tried 3 long ball attempts or switching across the field, and none of them have worked. They seem to just be either too wishful or too wasteful.
Yeah, and that switching the play is something which is quite common in this Arsenal team by drawing players over to the left-hand side of the pitch to create a lot of space on the right-hand side. It's something which we've seen a lot in Pep Guardiola's systems. He believes a lot in possessional play and stuff like that. So it's something we see a lot in football. But they're just not getting that pass right at the moment.
Yeah.
Don't know whether it's because Villa are putting a lot of pressure on those players, so it's difficult for them to come up with a pass across the pitch. But whatever they're doing, Villa, at the moment, is just keeping that from happening at the moment. So it's very good.
And I think, Villa Park is up there with, there are not many grounds nowadays that create a bit of an intimidating atmosphere. But, Newcastle do it, Luton do it because their fans are on the pitch. There's not many teams that do it anymore in the top flight. But Villa Park, it's not a nice place to go. Especially when Villa are in such
really
good
well
form.
there. and then wins the throw. I really like Ollie Watkins, given how much he fights for the ball, because there's a lot of shorter strikers who can't you put their body about that much in the game, and he looked like one of those. But especially under Emery, he's blossomed into a bit more of a warrior up front. And they've been caught in possession here. Here's Havertz, has Saka outright. He draws the space. Here's Saka, could take a shot. But Saka, effort blocked. Falls to Rice on the edge. Tielemans gets back in, but Rice managed to keep possession. White lifting it in behind, but ends up going over the goal. Gives Martinez something to think about for a moment there. And Kamara's just reeling from that challenge a few minutes earlier.
Saying how injury prone he is a bit worrying.
Yeah. And he's down in some discomfort here.
It did seem quite harsh when I saw it. I mean,
It was quite an
we'll have to watch the
aggressive
replay,
challenge
but-
from Havertz, was it? Yeah. To be honest, is VAR going to have a look at this? Is this a high challenge? I don't think it's a red as the I think it's definitely a yellow. And it should have been called up as a foul, but
I think Havertz he backs his legs going down in terms of it's not like he's gone up and smashed into it.
and there's not as much force as needed. Also, an interesting point in the Bundesliga clash between Dortmund and Leipzig, Mats Hummels has been sent off after just 16 minutes.
Dortmund do it themselves.
Wow.
And Milan are level with Atalanta on the stroke of half-time in that game. So loads of top clashes.
Yeah.
There's big clashes across the top leagues in Europe.
After nothing at 3 o'clock. Apart from
Well,
Paul and some...
Mate, a huge game. Huge game between Manchester United and Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, two
Biggest
titans
clubs.
there.
White.
Great
Now
game for the
Saka.
relegations.
Digne's putting the pressure on, but manages to wriggle out of that Saka and give it to Saliba. But for Dortmund, this is a crucial weekend, given that Bayern have just dropped points in horrific fashion. Losing 5-1 to Frankfurt, who haven't even been at the cutting edge of the table this season.
That was a Tyrone Mings-esque clearance there from Diego Carlos. Just
Kamara.
lump out into the air and goes, "Great game."
Didn't have anywhere to
No,
go
no.
there, Boubacar Kamara. Ran himself into a tunnel. And that slides through to Martinez, though. Arsenal's through ball coming to nothing.
I think Villa's ability to slow the play down and then speed it up really helps them as well. It's like Martinez has slowed it down so quickly, but the way how quick they played it for that goal was incredible.
Yeah, and again, that's all about their awareness of each other, their movement. And given that they've only been with Unai Emery, this squad, for 18 months now?
Yeah.
And a lot of, not even that, sorry. He joined this time last year, didn't he? So it's been a year now. And given that some of the members of this team have only been here half a season, joined in the summer, players like Tielemans, players like Torres. Carlos didn't really play under Emery because he was injured the whole time. Obviously, Diaby's been integrated. So there's a lot of change at Villa, yet they've adapted really well to that. And this team seems like they've been playing with each other for years. So Tielemans is playing, by the way, as one of the two forwards today with Bailey on the right-hand side. That's really good defending from Ezri Konza, but it's one back.
I think he gave up. He was fouled in the end, I suppose. He was just waiting for the ref to blow his whistle. But tell you what, if the ref hadn't blown his whistle there, he might have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, essentially.
He kind of just sat on the floor and expected the foul. We do see that a lot, where players will fall over and pick up the ball as they're going to the ground because they expect to get the free kick.
Yeah.
Which it makes it even better when it gets given as handball.
Emery being very vocal as always.
He is. It's nice. What he's done with Villa. That is very
It's
important.
one back by Arsenal. Bit too sloppy there from Torres. And it's out wide from Havertz into Martinelli. Can he fashion an opportunity? Tries to find Odegaard. Cut out by him again. He then gets challenged, I think, by his own player there. Caught out by Bailey running across him. Gabriel gives it to Martinelli, and it's good pressure from McGinn, who forces out of play.
It's just not nice. Martinelli turns around. He's got John McGinn running at him.
I'd be scared.
I think anyone would be.
Especially if he's speaking in Scottish in your ear.
Don't say words. He's just rambling.
Going to do an impression there, but I feel like that might border on a hate crime. So we
We
won't do that. It's Martinelli on the ball on this left-hand side. Looks to deliver it. Good ball, but it's claimed well by Martinez.
I think that's the other thing for Villa as well, is that they won the City game, but it could have been so different if it wasn't for that Martinez double save. I don't know if any of you two have seen it. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then to find a pass like that.
That was not a double save, though.
Yeah, it was.
No. There was a double save has got to be one save, the ball spills out, and the player that then takes a shot, that's then saved again for me. Right. I think there was too much time between the first save and
quick succession. Then
that's a much better way of phrasing it. Thank you.
Which is what I'd call a double save.
No, it's not a double save because it wasn't as quick as it should be.
I tell you what, 20 minutes
anyway,
blown by in this game.
It has. Yeah, it's just what a intense game it's been so far.
Yeah, compared to Chelsea United on Wednesday.
In fact, you're not even watching the clock. Yeah. I've not even looked up at the clock until this moment. Whereas the Chelsea United game, we've just watched the clock. When's it over? When does this finish? McGinn. Over to his body, looks for options around him, goes back now into Yuri Tielemans, who's dragged down by Havertz, and that is given by Gillen.
Right. John McGinn, right, 3-4 years ago, was a bang average championship midfielder. Now, for club and country, he's an incredible footballer.
Yeah.
The amount of goals he scored, not only in a Villa shirt, but a Scotland shirt. Him and McTominay.
Really leading.
What's going on over there in Scotland? They've made it to the Euros. Germany on every day.
Scotland's golden generation, you could say. It's probably Scotland's best ever team.
Honestly,
yeah.
Right now, I back them to beat Germany.
Kieran Tierney. No, he's not playing a lot for... Who's he at now?
Sociedad?
Yeah, maybe. So I don't know if he is playing, to be fair. I don't really keep up with Tierney. But they've got him, they've got Andrew.
Kieran Tierney doing?
They've got Andy Robertson. I know he's injured at the moment, but he should be fit by the time he gets. He's played 5 games, by the way, for Sociedad on loan. You've got
centre-half?
Who? Scotland?
Yeah.
It is.
Are they in the Prem?
I want to say they've got a young lad who's all right. Let's have a look at their most recent internationals.
This is wait for this free hit we lined up. Which, to be fair,
it's taken ages.
Luca Digne has hit some absolute pearlers in a Villa shirt.
Jack Hendry, Liam Cooper, Scott McKenna. It's not fantastic.
Okay, so they're lacking.
They've also got Nathan. They've got Nathan Patterson as well, so they could play Tierney centre half and Nathan Patterson right back.
This is a really good opportunity for Villa.
It's also got Billy Gilmore and Lewis Ferguson, who we haven't mentioned either, and Ryan Christie.
This is type free kick where there's enough time to get it up and over and down,
which is what they need for a free kick. To be fair.
Digne, he doesn't even get it up or over.
Or down.
If it gets blocked, and now they're in big chat. Oh, no, not because Konza's
swept up by Ezri. Is it Ezri Konza?
Yeah, and again, he's another one. Started the Championship for Villa, and now he's starting a side that's third in the Premier League.
Was it Brentford?
Yeah.
Ezri Konza. Ball into the box, cut out by Saliba. Did he come with Dean Smith?
And him, Watkins and Smith. Ooh. And then got Villa to the Premier League.
No, I was about to say Ben Rama, but it's not. He went West Ham.
And Arsenal.
This is a concern for Arteta more than anyone.
I think it's just a bit of side pain. I think it was just it's not like a terminal injury. It's just collision. Again, was it we've just flying into it at full force? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to hurt a bit.
And Ryan Cheam to the stream with a classic high full stop. Fantastic to see you, Ryan. I hope you're doing well today. Oh, yeah, and Gary says, "How art thou?" Don't think that means how are you? No. Watkins tries to spin Gabriel, but it doesn't quite come off. Now David Raya, and he just lifts it into the path of Ben White. Lovely ball from Raya as White now attacks his right hand side. McKinn gets in, and it's a challenge from Digne but it's loose from Luiz. Played through now to Jesus by Martin Odegaard. Jesus needs some support. Goes to Odegaard. Jesus. Still yet tries for a shot, right, Arsenal?
That was the Saka's one count.
Saka in behind here. Play to the cross. Cut out by Carlos. Here's White now. Can he get the ball back into the box? Rice. And that's a loose ball. Right. And now here come Aston Villa, Luiz. And he's been caught there, and that masks a poor pass there. Douglas Luiz going down there, but yeah.
Just back to Arsenal's goalkeeper situation. Could we, we're looking at Newcastle who don't have a goalkeeper right now.
Oh.
Well, they've got Dubravka.
Still a goalkeeper, though, isn't he? He might not be a world class.
They've got Carrius, and he isn't a goalkeeper. He put some gloves on one day. Could you see Newcastle go for a Ramsdale?
I think they're more likely to go for De Gea. I don't think they would. I don't think they'd go for Ramsdale, especially since in a couple months' time they're not going to need him once Pope. Yeah. Pope should be back
pundit
late January, but they could get De Gea, who would be happy to play second fiddle once Pope's back in about a month's time. I think Ramsdale's more likely to go somewhere. I feel like Ramsdale will move at the end of the season and go to Bayern Munich when Manuel Neuer's contract expires.
Which pundits compared it? One pundit compared it to being like having to pick a bloke to nick your wife, and Arteta just can't, like, who's he meant to pick? Because he doesn't pick either of them.
It's a funny analogy.
That's a good analogy, though. Yeah.
That's a great throw as well, by Digne.
That's like Carl for Watkins, as indeed. Good defending.
Tell you what, Villa deserve this first 25 minutes.
Yeah, they really have been the best side. They've not been wasteful at all, I don't think, whereas Arsenal, on the other hand, really have been.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think they still do have that bit of underdog about them where they do take every chance they get.
I mean that, but also I think that Villa's attackers are very confident at the moment. They're all playing really well, and that definitely helps. With Ollie Watkins, everything he touches turns into a goal at the minute.
Same with Bailey.
Whereas with Arsenal, you've got Gabriel Jesus, who's just back from a long-term injury, had a good game on Tuesday evening against Luton Town, but other than that, he's not really shown a lot this season because he's been injured most of it. Martinelli's had a really quiet campaign, and Saka's done well, but he can't carry it by himself.
Kai Havertz, I don't know why they bought him.
I think he's been doing decently.
No, I was going to say, he's played well recently. Martinez a little bit, yeah.
You're not bad.
Caught unaware there
Cameras.
by the water. Ball's just slid. Here's Rice into Zinchenko, back to Rice. And McGinn hassling him there, and it's back now to Raya. Another thing I would add is I would say Arsenal's defence is the best in the league, both on paper and in terms of the numbers. If you look at their numbers, they're doing really well this season. Yeah, Aston Villa, 7 minutes is all it took them to score.
Yeah.
I mean, that's lethal.
I mean, if Harry Kane wasn't English, he was Scottish. Would Watkins? Obviously, Watkins would probably start for England, but would he be of the right calibre to be a starter for who should be winning World Cup?
I think he's at the point now. I think the bigger question is who starts at World Cup 26. Because I don't see Kane being replaced, especially given the form he's in right now. But he'll be 35 by the time we get to the 26 World Cup, and Leon Bailey's here feeling some strain potentially there. Which would say it's a muscle injury most likely, which is concerning.
His injury history is probably not great. That's a foul.
No, probably. No, it definitely isn't great. We all know Leon Bailey. History, really, of injuries. And a yellow card potentially here for Zinchenko. And look like Jared Gillett was reaching for his pocket.
He's owned by 35% of people in FPL.
What, Zinchenko?
Yeah.
Really?
I've not seen him do anything all season.
He was benched against
I would
Luton,
never pick him because he's
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
But today he's on for 0 at the moment. Obviously, he'll get one in the second half.
He picks up too many yellow cards for me.
I also haven't seen anyone have him in their team either.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't get why that. Because I was looking for it because 50% got Trent.
The problem is I don't think you can usually use those to get a fair idea of who has people, because obviously there's so many bot teams now.
Yeah, true.
You don't really know.
I think there'll be a lot of game week 1 teams that everyone puts Zinchenko in.
Yeah,
and then check it. Like someone in my league still got Mitrovic. Which haven't checked their team, he's still in there.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll get many points, but worth a go.
Rice.
Arsenal just don't know what to do.
I find it fascinating those FPL teams where they haven't made a transfer yet. There's a guy currently ranked 68th in the world and have not made a transfer yet. Although that might be ruined this week because Brian and Burmo is in their team. He's picked up an injury.
Yeah,
and their bench.
Their
bench is filled with injuries. They're getting to that point of the year now but they've just got all right to have 11 players.
Yeah, but right, they've got 16 free transfers.
No, because they don't stack.
Imagine they did get a quality for him.
That would do. But I think the point is he's not making transfers. I don't think he's just
doing it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Deliver 15 games and bins it off. Yeah. All his free transfers.
Rice, Zinchenko. Looking for options. And now finds Martinelli looking to take on Konza again today, but he goes back. It also feels like with Gabriel Martinelli now, it's the same effect that Pep Guardiola has had on the likes of Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish. They lack that bravery to take players on. It's fascinating because with a young player, people will tend to be like, you want them to be braver, you want them to take players on, you want them to have courage and confidence. But once they're in the Premier League, some managers stifle out of players in favour of control. And I think that's such a shame because if you look at Jeremy Doku, the reason why he's so exciting to fans, so exciting to watch, and why he's so dangerous is because he's unpredictable and reckless and rash and brave, and he takes players on. And I feel like in 4 years' time, we're watching a Jeremy Doku who looks to take on the fullback, then decides against it and just turns around and kicks it back. I think we'll all be bored again.
Yeah.
It is very.
So it's a shame because Martinelli was incredibly dangerous and a very potent player, and now he's just not that.
And you look at like some Premier League, you look at the likes of Salah and Hazard, where they just take 4 people on and score a goal. Brilliant.
They certainly weren't routine, boring wingers, were they?
No. Imagine Eden Hazard got the ball and just turned around and knocked it back to Fabregas.
Yeah. Rice wins out the pitch. Here's Bukayo Saka cut out by a crucial challenge from Pau
Torres. Brilliant chance there.
Watkins, the pass goes astray. Here's Odegaard, gives it to Saka. Again, everything goes through Saka. Saka cuts in, but it's into the hands of Martinez. Spills it, claims it again.
I mean, again, Martinez. I think we mention it every time we watch Villa. What a story.
Yeah.
From bench at Arsenal to now winning a World Cup, being third in the Premier League of Aston Villa, winning the Yashin Trophy. You had to watch Bernd Leno play football for a few years, but to be fair to Bernd Leno, he's a good goalkeeper. Oh,
and Watkins,
I hate
we've cut back to a poor effort from Ollie Watkins. It's worth saying, by the way, 1-0 RB Leipzig as well, Mohamed Simakan with that goal.
Dortmund don't stand a chance of winning the title ever. Honestly, they could be 25 points clear Bayern with 4 games to go, and they'd still bottle it because they'd get a deduction or something.
Now, Gary says, regarding your comments on Martinelli, Trossard could be quite a difference maker on that left-hand side, but seems Arteta has decided he's not a starting type player. Yeah, again, it's in favour of control because he knows Trossard will want to take players on. But also, I think that Trossard's versatility makes him such a crucial member of that bench because the fact he can play on the left up front or could even do a job on the right makes him very usable. And they can utilise him more if they can sub him in anywhere in that front three. Odegaard. Now it's with Saliba. He just doesn't like any of the passing options he's got on at the minute. Rice, Odegaard, nice triangle, and they open up the space. Here now is Bukayo Saka, White overlapping. But he goes back inside to Rice instead. Rice into White now. White, options around him. Goes inside to Saka. Saka tries to reverse it to Ben White, and he's just about going to keep that in play. Brilliant effort from the fullback. Saka now wants to deliver it quickly. Gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard across goal, and it's an archetypal Martin Odegaard effort. But this one not able to nestle in the corner, instead just brushing the outside of the goal. But really good from Arsenal.
Yeah, better from Arsenal. I think Villa were caught out a little bit by the fact that Ben White kept that ball in. I mean, I think if it was on goal, Martinez would have had it covered, but much better from the Gunners.
But he almost caught him out there. So what Martin Odegaard loves to do is look like he's going to open up his body and spray one across goal, but instead just drive one low into the near corner. And it's what makes him so dangerous. Corey says, loving the stream so far. Thank you, Corey. Fantastic. I'm really glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, and welcome to the stream, welcome to the community. Yeah, a little bit over forceful there, Saliba on Watkins. 33 minutes gone now, so we're fast approaching that half-time point then.
I'll say it's really quick.
Yeah. It has. Here's McGinn now in possession.
That's Scottish really getting involved there. That's it.
Kicked it to Rice, they're trying to get him booked. The thing is, they did that earlier, and Liverpool did that earlier. Van Dijk kicked it into Ayew and got him booked.
And he got sent off.
And then he went on to get sent off in that game. So interesting that Rice hasn't been booked for that. Torres.
Through again, threw away
Konza.
Threw away the game really for Palace, are you?
I don't think it was solely Jordan Ayew, but yeah, he definitely had a big influence.
Oh, caught again.
One high for Arsenal, but
again,
really good from Luiz. Kamara. Luiz can't get there. Zinchenko kicks it into Luiz again.
It is very pinball, but I don't think Villa will be too annoyed about that.
That's just pinballs into the back of their net. Havertz.
Yeah,
Zinchenko bursts into the box. Really good stuff there from Konza, who doesn't Doesn't need to overuse his strength or anything like that. Just comes across him, gets in the way. Nowhere for Zinchenko to run to, really. Rice, White, out wide to Saka. Nice touch, back to White. Now Odegaard. And he reverses it to Rice again. Now here is Gabriel lifting it in behind for Martinelli in loads of space. Martinez has come out for it. Martinelli gets it on target. It's recovered by Carlos. Falls to Saka. Jesus turns, shimmies it nicely. Lovely footwork as he catches Villa's players unaware. Now Digne, Watkins, the touch escapes him, but he fights to keep it in possession. Tielemans, Watkins, nice poke to Luiz.
Again, really good opportunity there for Martinelli. He just doesn't take it. It felt like once the ball went over the goalkeeper, he didn't really. He kind of looked at Carlos, realised Carlos was going to get there and just gave up.
Need to put a bit more on that. Didn't even need to chip it. Could have just smashed it past Martinez.
Smart defending there. Carlos realising what was going to happen there. You know, he always knew Martinez was going to come. He was onside as well. Was Martinelli?
It's a really, really good ball from Gabriel to notice the run of Gabriel Martinelli.
Martinelli should be sprinting onto that.
It's a lovely curved run as well. That's why he stays on side, because he curved it on excellently. And actually, I think a lot of the reason why Martinelli misses that, is through Emi Martinez, because he just puts him off. He runs at him, screaming at him.
He is a very big and scary goalkeeper.
It's terrifying.
But also just lacking maybe that final touch, that bit of a cutting edge.
It's under 10 minutes of the half left to play then. Zinchenko into Odegaard, and it's won back by Aston Villa. Bailey nowhere to go though. Here's McGinn. And he's thrown to the floor there by about 3 different Arsenal players putting in challenges.
It says a lot though that Arsenal's response is just to keep fouling John McGinn. It's what he's done brilliantly. You can't stop him. It's brilliant. I think he was just running around in the Championship a few years ago.
And that's what makes him so useful. He's got that bullish Championship nature about him.
Yeah.
But the technical ability that makes him usable in the Premier League. Because there's so many midfielders or so many players who have that strength, that physicality necessary for the Championship, but never really had the technical ability to be able to make that step up. But McGinn's managed to cope with that step up really nicely. Bit poor distribution there from Emi Martinez. He's just trying to lift out wide to John McGinn. I think he overestimated how tall John McGinn was.
I mean, he might
Here's Jesus.
He might be a very good footballer, but
he is still 4 foot. Gabriel sprays it out wide, and that's really good there from Ezri Konsa to jump in front of Martinelli. And now he looks like he wants to take players on, but it's won back by Martinelli. Here's Havertz. Bursting into the box, plays it across. Jesus touches to Odegaard, chance to level it up. Martin Odegaard, what a save from Emi Martinez. That's crucial, because that should be 1-0.
Yeah.
Big chance for Arsenal.
That was wasteful from Odegaard there. I think that should have, as we said, certainly been a chance to level it up. But
you know what? A lot of it comes from Pau Torres here, because he positions himself in a way that forces Odegaard to take the shot in that direction. And Martinez can then read where he's going to place the shot and make the dive in that. You can see he's going before the shot's even taken. He knows where Martin Odegaard's going there.
It's one of those where sometimes you just got to gamble, smash it first time and hope it falls your way.
Saliba under pressure from Watkins, and he's conceded a throw in a really high area here for Aston Villa. And they're going to throw numbers forward and try and make this into a bit more routine. Of course, we haven't mentioned yet, but Mikel Arteta not on the sidelines today. Booked last time out, as always. And so he's not on the sideline today.
But over-celebrating.
Does that have a crucial impact? Is that why they've struggled in the opening stages?
Because I feel like you're probably less responsive to your assistant manager than you are your manager.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it depends on the assistant, of course. I mean, some assistants, Jody Morris, people like that, are going to be a bit quieter. If you've got Jason Tyndall, you've heard his voice too much, if anything. So
he'll put himself on the side of the stadium, thinking he's the shit. It's too far smart from Kamara, because he doesn't really foul it. He just stands there and lets Jesus run into him.
Tielemans slides it through. His Watkins onside. He won't care. He'll take a shot. Yeah. Saved by Raya, who is offside anyway. And I think a collective sigh there from everyone who's got him in FPL.
Yep.
I'm kind of glad he didn't score though, because he might have been happy and been ruled off.
Gary making a good point, saying, "My goodness, Arsenal have not been clinical enough. Quite a few chances that half could be 3 on Arsenal another day. Would say Villa have the ones dictating the pace of the match and run of play."
I think that would have been tight, yeah.
I do think that's on.
No, he didn't put it the back of the net.
Scored,
So,
mate, come on.
Yeah.
Why need to have FPL points? So far, Dom Solanke in a dream at the moment.
That was my whole strategy last year.
That annoys
Should
me.
get him back in. Almost won me the league. I bottled it on the final day of the season.
Did I win it last year?
Yeah, you won the score one because on the final day of the season, I basically just decided to go all out and just transfer out loads of transfers and go for people who were actually going to play, because there was loads of people in my team that weren't going to play. But actually, the minus points cost me because nobody did anything on the final day.
That was one of the worst. I mean, the highlight of our stream was Harry calling Kevin Schade Kevin Shade.
Yeah,
for a minute rant about Kevin
the thing
Shade.
is, the back was all at the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
So I backed loads of players from relegation sides, but then for all the relegation sides were just a bit naff. All really weird players.
Honestly, I watched it back recently. It was so boring. This Shade bloke, he was rubbish. I don't know what's happening, by the way. Are we playing again? Still don't. I don't know. I don't know. There we go.
Ball in behind, looking for Gabriel Jesus. Can he bring that under control? He does just about. Carlos forces him to go one way, but he still gets a shot away. And Martinez falls into another really strong save.
And I don't know whether he meant to do that, but if he did, that's really smart goalkeeping to parry it at Digne, because then he knows Digne can deal with it. Because if he parries that straight, then was it Bukayo? Yeah, Bukayo Saka was waiting to nod that home or to score.
So nod is quite a bit from that range, but
Yeah, phenomenal header at that height as well.
yeah, he throws himself into the ground, spearing the ball against the floor and pinging up into the goal.
Thought that could do a downwards Van Persie.
Yeah, into the ground, how it bounces. And
Smash his head on the floor, it'd be done.
Villa, no shots on target, 1-0 up according to Sky. What model are they
Well,
using?
I think we've got something that we can tell them.
Let's have a look at the numbers then. So, only 1 shot on target, to be fair, so it's not loads more. Obviously, that was the goal for Aston Villa. 5 shots in total to Arsenal's 8. 4 shots on target for Arsenal so far. 0.72 XG, 0.25 from Arsenal.
I'll tell you what,
Almost headed in by Watkins.
if Watkins didn't head that, it was going to need Martinez to get there. If not, Saka would have scored from the corner. Being FPL points would have been good, but
Oh yeah, I would have loved that.
all I want now is a Saka and a
We've usually got the same team as Solanke.
No, I haven't got Trent captain.
I don't think I've got... Yeah, that was a poor goal.
Should have.
Yeah, at least you got
stayed with
at least got the
Salah.
bonuses.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any fun for either of these teams.
Oh,
Martinez been hit on the rear. Don't go a bit of a bundle at the
Oh,
corner.
no, I've got Saliba. That's really annoying.
Oh, why not Saliba? I wildcarded.
No.
Good man.
I brought Saliba in last week for the Luton game, and then he just sat there.
I think I might have had White, or maybe that was last week.
I took White out. I had him last week. I benched him last week because I thought I started Saliba. Terrible idea.
18 so far.
Yeah, it's only Saka and Watkins.
4
for this,
from
but
Captain Trent.
it will go up, thank you.
Okay, 8 from Captain Trent.
Yeah,
To be fair, that's better than captaining a midfielder and in blanking.
precisely.
Patrick injury
That was
says
the plan. The Haaland banks tomorrow against Luton.
Honestly, I hope he does.
Oh, yeah, obviously you don't have him in your team, and
Oh, Bailey really smart. He falls on the ball there after I thought it was going to work.
a little tactical ball on the ball there from Bailey.
Why is Sky's cover photo
Kamara,
for Tottenham Newcastle?
McGinn.
No.
Can he get a second here as he bursts towards the box? Ball in, looking for Watkins. It's still up in the air. Can anyone deal with it? Havertz nods it forwards.
That's
Luiz with a back flick there.
Very
Using the back of
smart.
his
It
heel.
worked.
On the sole of his
Yeah,
foot. to
why is
pick it up
Tottenham
again.
Newcastle's cover photo Romero and Gordon?
How
Gordon, I get,
Torres
is in good
trying to lift
form.
it towards Digne.
Romero
Here's
scored
Saka.
last game.
Yeah,
Rice, Saka. Now with Saliba.
Under
And
quite a
there's
lot of
pressure on him, and
yeah.
that's a
Wow.
really silly error from William Saliba. Someone who's usually so
That's not
assured in
You
possession.
see it
That was really
usually happens when the goalkeeper's not in the right position or something. That's just a crap pass.
We just panicked and
Doesn't
plays
look.
it in between Raya and
He
Gabriel.
just didn't look up.
This whole Arsenal team so far in the first half just seems so uncomposed, which is really quite unlike them. So many passes have just gone askew for no good reason. Sometimes.
It's something that not many teams are able to do, but Villa put so much pressure on this Arsenal backline that it is creating these errors and it's giving Villa that advantage. 2 additional minutes as well in this first half then. And a corner now for Aston Villa. And a chance to double their advantage. Ball in. Ben White heads away at the near post. Luiz tries to keep it alive, but it's cleared away by Martinelli. Now Digne knocks it out wide. Pau Torres fighting with Odegaard. Not a normal position to find Pau Torres in. And his cross really demonstrates that. And then Bailey muscled off by Jesus. I do love the battles you see ignite when you have it dispersed from a corner. Because when else would you see Gabriel Jesus and Leon Bailey going at it?
Yeah, especially on the other end of the pitch.
Yeah, and Torres coming flying down the left flank,
Yeah.
being marked by Martin Odegaard. But yeah,
Villa doing
Saliba.
really well at the moment.
They are. They're completely controlling the game, I think.
It's exactly how it was for them against City as well.
Zinchenko's lifted it here, and they've got to make a decision.
Well, who's
They've got to
onside
face
there,
who's
yeah.
onside. Martinelli. I think Martinelli is onside if he can make something happen, but he doesn't. That'll be out for an Aston Villa
Yeah,
throw.
that's Aston Villa throw. That is poor from Martinelli. How he's done that. Terrible.
Let's have another look then. So Jesus and Havertz both drifted. Oh no, Martinelli was off.
Yeah.
I think it looks hard to see from that angle. I'm not sure whether the left back might
He
have been
didn't
running away.
deflect. He's just
No, it's just poor
massive.
delivery.
Dear oh dear. Oh, Bailey actually is he?
And Bailey's been struggling throughout this first half, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him re-emerge
I think we
for
might
the
see.
second 45.
Yeah, I think we might see a Diaby come on, which
Which was your
might
prediction.
induce my shout. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be a fun second half. If it is going to be 3-2.
We've got a lot of goals. I think my 1-0 is the most realistic at this stage of the game, given we've only seen 1 goal so far.
Yeah.
But anything could happen in the second half. I mean, if Villa go 2 up, I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal really go for the game. So we could see a fair few goals.
Which either goes 3-2 or 5-0 Villa. And 5-0 Villa would be something.
That would almost as bad as United losing 3-0 to Bournemouth.
Almost. Not near. Not
Anthony
quite.
Iriola, masterclass. Jesus, Zinchenko, ball in behind, and Martinelli's going to chase it, but Martinez sweeps up really well there. It's almost Tottenham-esque how high this Villa line has been.
Mm.
They're pretty much on the halfway
It
line.
works because they've got a really quick back four.
But also, apparently, nobody's ever explained a side rule to Jesus or Martinelli.
Oh, ref, you got to call it there, mate. You're not...
Yeah, Jesus got sat in his arse and went, we've seen enough. We have seen enough here. But there we go, it's half-time here at Villa Park. It's Aston Villa 1, Arsenal 0 after 45 minutes. It's been a very good half of football so far. And I hope you guys at home have been enjoying the stream as well. Of course, if you are, make sure to subscribe if you're new around here. If you haven't left a like on today's stream, make sure to do that as well. And of course, share the stream with anyone you think may enjoy it. Share it with your nan, your dog, and your catering staff. There we go. That's all the people you should share it with. Make sure to share it.
Catering stuff.
I don't know if there's some really rich people watching, and I've got a whole catering staff who want to watch this.
Fair enough. Good for
But
them.
yeah, thoughts on the first half? Then anyone want to give an opinion?
I think my earlier shout is going to be wrong. I think the both teams seem quite not necessarily laid back, but no one's urging to get another goal.
Yeah.
Particularly Villa are somewhat just trying to control the game a little bit and make sure that Arsenal don't hit them back, and Arsenal don't seem to be wanting Villa to get another one. It's an odd situation.
But really, that is surprising. I think it makes a lot of sense when you consider these two are two of the best defensive performing teams in the league. Arsenal, arguably the best defence in the league. Villa set up in a very low block, a very narrow system, very narrow shape. So it is difficult to break them down. And so in that regard, it's understandable why we've not seen a lot of goals. I think with predictions, we've been bamboozled, not bamboozled, but we've been drawn in with these huge games recently, like City last week against Tottenham when it's 3-3, City the week before, or a couple of weeks ago against Chelsea when it's 4-4, Tottenham losing 4-1 to Chelsea. There's been a lot of goals in the Premier League's biggest games, but actually I think the tightest ones, the City-Liverpool 1-0, the City-Arsenal 2-1, the game here today, where it's 1-0. I could see it ending 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, something like that. But there's not many goals in these ones because they are so close. And it shows actually that to be one of the top sides in the league, you've got to be good defensively, more importantly. And actually, that's why Tottenham aren't right up there now, because they have conceded too many goals at times. Like in their last 4 matches, they've lost all of them.
Yeah.
Because they are just a little bit prone, especially given their weakened side at the moment, to defensive problems. Whereas the top 4 sides in the league have all got excellent defences.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite weird how...
By Liverpool, who just score loads of goals and then make up for it. But yeah,
I think it's weird how comfortable Villa are at only 1-0 up. They did in the City game. They seem that, because as you said, they don't seem to want to push forward for a second. They're so happy just to be 1-0 up. It's a bit strange. It's usually teams like, let's put this game to bed. That's always the initiative. The reaction at any level is if you go 1-0 up, you try your best to make it 2, make it 3, make it 4. Villa go, 1-0 up, that's right, we'll just sit here and win 1-0
also,
again.
because they are relatively worse than Arsenal, I think you could say, based on their players, I think in that regard they have to be a little more careful. So they're not pushing too hard for this. But yeah, they are wary that Arsenal could be very dangerous later in this game.
And I mean,
so it is understandable.
Paul Merson said that he thinks if Villa win this game that they're in the title race. Are they?
I think so.
I think they are currently where they're sat, to be completely honest, even without winning this game. I think it's too early to say that they aren't in one, but then again, you could say the same.
I think if they lose today, if they lost today and ended up 7 points off Arsenal, I think at that point they are.
Because they're not quite Manchester City.
They can't. I don't see them
behind.
I don't see them making up 7 points on Arsenal while also while also seeing Liverpool not climb, while also seeing City not climb. So I think in that regard they may have been out of it. But Gary asking where's TFC catering, and Chess fan says Gary making Jack and Harry dinner. Lol. If TFC catering is making us dinner, that is sensational. I think TFC catering is just ordering it though. So not a lot of making being done there. Making a Domino's order maybe, but yeah, not a lot of making other than that. It has been a while.
On straight, that's fun.
Yeah, those were the good old days. Or were they? I don't know. Anyway.
I think these are better days.
Yeah.
But watching games of football like this has been brilliant.
Yeah. I think this is the best Premier League season ever.
I think maybe not ever, but that's a bit of a
stretch.
Yeah. Matty, I probably looked to when you had the big 3, United, Chelsea and Arsenal fighting out for title after title. Season after season without fail.
Yeah.
But in terms of competitiveness, I think this is the most competitive. Because even when Liverpool beat City to it in 2019, that was a 2-horse race. We're looking like we could have a 4-horse race here.
Yeah.
Or even 5.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, I think the last time that happened was the 2013-14 season, where there were more than really 2 teams fighting out for it. And I honestly think this season could stay as it is at the moment, in the sense that there are plenty of teams in the top 6 that will be close enough to each other and also gain points off each other.
Yeah, I think Romelu Lukaku robbed us of a 3-horse race a couple of years ago. Because if you looked at the start of the campaign after Chelsea won the Champions League, that was really close between Chelsea, City and Liverpool. And then he did that interview and then it all fell apart for Chelsea from there. And now we're here, so it's been all gone down from there. But yeah,
even if you look at the next year, so you look at Leicester when they won it, they were only pushed by Tottenham. City have never been pushed. Chelsea in 16-17 were not touched. Like that Conte side with Michy Batshuayi was just unstoppable.
Yeah,
scoring the goal to win us a title at West Brom away.
I can't think of the last time we had enough teams going into on the final day. I don't know if there ever has been a time where there's 3 on the final day.
Imagine we're sat here. We've got another guest on. We're sat here and going at 38, and we could have a final day where Arsenal, Liverpool, City, and Villa could all still win the Premier League.
If they invest in January,
brilliant.
It could be.
And that would.
And United are somehow there, and nobody knows how because they're terrible.
If they finish in Europe again this year, it's unbelievable. It's an absolute farce.
I don't think they can. Because they are currently...
It's an arrestable offence.
They are 6th in the league right now, But if Newcastle win tomorrow, which they could, or even draw tomorrow, they'll go ahead of them. If West Ham win tomorrow, which they should, they will go level on points, but their goal difference is already better than United's. That's the thing. United are 6th in the league. They have a -3 goal difference. That is ridiculous. Even Chelsea have a positive goal difference in 10th. Even Brentford in 11th have a positive goal difference. Everton's is -2 and they're 17th in the league. It's mental how lucky United have got. No team has a -3 goal difference and sits 6th in the league.
One thing I will say about this game, I don't know, but I feel like what makes these games so good is that I'm completely unbiased towards both sides, and I'm just really enjoying the game. Because even when we watch City play, I think every Premier League fan has that incentive where they just want City to lose.
Yeah.
And like everyone always wants United to lose because it's funny.
I think
everyone always wants to do people like when Tottenham lose, it's funny.
There's a bit of a feeling of wanting Arsenal to lose, though. I don't like Arsenal. I don't like Arsenal fans, and also the story behind Villa being right up there in the title race against the odds is just something that everyone loves. An underdog.
Exactly.
It's a weird phenomenon, isn't it, where we all support the ones that aren't as good as the other ones, which is silly. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But also, I think the longer this incredible fairy tale for Villa goes on, the more exciting the Premier League title race will be.
When do Villa become the overdogs?
I don't think they do.
Ever. They win 10 titles and you'll be like, nah.
Honestly, unless they start winning titles, which I think is... whilst they are in the title race this season, I do think winning titles is out of the picture.
What, this season?
For quite a few seasons to come, I would have thought.
You think?
Yeah.
But with Villa, obviously they could have investment next summer.
I
What's missing from this Villa side then to take them to the next level?
Quite frankly, I don't know. I would say heritage, but you can never say that because look at.
But also, Villa have fantastic heritage. To be fair, it's just not current, is it?
Yeah.
But I think for me, the thing is with Villa is you look at the side and it's not flashy, but it gets the job done. Because you could look if you took Villa's right midfielder today, or left like John McGinn, and compare it to Bukayo Saka, you would say there's a huge downgrade in quality. But in that system, Saka wouldn't work. So that's the thing. It's very difficult to say, oh, I'd bring this player into Villa because it may not work. And actually, Purslow and the people involved in the recruitment at Aston Villa need a lot of credit for finding the right profiles to work with Unai Emery, to work in this site, and to work for a system that, quite frankly, is quite difficult to find players for in the modern age. I mean, how many right midfielders do you know that can play as a central midfielder, but also bomb on and score goals? There's just not many of them around.
It's very similar to what Vichy did with bringing Claudio Ranieri into Leicester. The difference, I think, to be honest, I know it sounds very harsh, but I think Leicester got very lucky that City, United, Chelsea,
I don't think
and
that's
Liverpool
hard to say.
all off the pace.
I don't think if you say to a Leicester fan, you were
lucky.
quite lucky to win the
Man City was flying that season.
But it was also the fact there was the cumulative effect of so many different teams just weren't competitive, and it was the fact that Tottenham were the only ones that were.
Whereas right now,
if it was anyone other than Tottenham, they'd have won the league that season.
Whereas right now, you've got like Villa are doing it against City, against Liverpool, against Arsenal,
and in the games against those sides, they're getting the victories.
Yeah.
So with that reasoning, do you think that this Aston Villa side is better than that Leicester side?
I think.
Oh,
so,
100%.
Yeah.
Really?
So, but it's so difficult to say because football's transcended so. It transcends so quickly. The tactical philosophies and understandings which were dominant in 2016 are so different just 7 years later. If you tried to play that Leicester style in the Premier League, it might work. Because nobody plays it right now, so who knows? Yeah. But it may not as well. It could be very bad. So it's very difficult to say. In the same sense that you couldn't compare two top sides, a top side from history to a top side from now, because football changes so much. The landscape of football adapts and changes and moulds itself very, very quickly.
I think the thing is, and I think because similar to Leicester, even when they won the league title, no one had them in their predictions to do it again the next year. I think even if Villa were to win it this year, it'd be the same thing because it's all based on current history, and everyone would put City and Liverpool and Arsenal and Tottenham. No one's going to Aston Villa to go back to back.
What said a lot though, also about that Leicester team, is that not a lot of their players got picked up by big sides. Like Mahrez went to City, but did that take a season or did he go immediately?
I think he
went immediately, didn't he? But they sold him, Kante, Drinkwater. And I think that was it.
Danny Drinkwater. He looks so good at this.
If Villa were to
Chelsea, crap.
If Villa were to win the league, or even if they don't win the league, I think Watkins gets picked up. I think Diaby could get picked up. I think Douglas Luiz could get picked up. I think Pau Torres could get picked up.
Kamara.
They may not want to leave Villa because the Villa team's really good and the system and the shape and the feeling is really good around the club right now. But I think they'd be wanted. Whereas nobody wants Robert Hoos. No one wanted Christian Fuchs to play left back for Man City, did they? So that's why
Brighton getting the team.
Yeah, exactly. And while you've still got those same type of players, I don't think Digne's getting signed by Pep. I don't think McGinn's going to be playing for Klopp anytime soon. But
I don't think that would be a bad thing, because how much would you put on Boubacar Kamara right now?
That's tough to say, I think.
I would say, so if we think about similar transfers to his position,
50?
well, if you say that Casemiro was 70 at 32, I'm not saying the same type of player, but given the relative age of the two players, I think you'd definitely be looking at 50-60 for Kamara right now.
That'd be a 56 million profit for Aston Villa.
Pure profit, because there was no transfer fee involved.
The transfer business is incredible.
Yeah.
Why is it raining footballs, by the way?
No, innit?
All right, okay, love it. The greatest. I've got a pan on earth. No. It's Micah Richards in a snowplow.
That's all evidence. And now it's Micah Richards in a car.
He can still play the Premier. He's only 38.
I think all the ads for Sky should have Micah Richards in. Honestly, like the Coca-Cola ad, he's the Santa.
No, honestly, like the Sky
Durex ad, and it's him.
Advertising Sky Cinema with Mission Impossible. And Micah Richards there next to Tom Cruise. That'd be great time.
That would be good. All the ads. But yeah, second half about to get underway here. Villa leading at the break 1-0 thanks to John McGinn.
Should be a good half. Liverpool in the second half.
Yeah, hopefully. Hoping more of the same.
We'll stick with our predictions.
No. There is no changing of predictions on this show. Refused. But if you could, what would you go to?
I still don't know, so I'm not going to change. You're right.
Okay, right, fair enough.
But I don't think it will be anymore. I think the two teams...
Steve, don't think anything's going to happen.
Well, from what Diaby's just come on our screen.
So it looks like Mr. Diaby may be subbed on. We saw Bailey struggling with an injury at the end of the half. So it looks like Mr. Diaby will come on then as he is warming up. He could just be warming up. That's what subs do at half time. But
by himself,
the fact that he was out there with a coach...
Not a bib on either.
No, that could be... But he has got his training top on, so...
You can take that off quickly.
Can he? Have you sent him
on and off in 3
seconds.
seconds.
The Diaby strips really quickly. There's a little bit of trivia for you. God. So, yeah.
Bit of trivia, yeah. Pub quiz later. We've Premier League stripped really quickly. God. Either way, I'm really looking for... And I think he would...
So Diaby is coming on here. You imagine it's for Bailey. It'd be weird if it's someone else.
But Diaby will offer something else as well.
So how does it change then? Is Bailey going to be on that right... Diaby going to be on that right side? Or will he go up front and Tielemans go into midfield now?
I think it's difficult because he is a little bit less defensive than Leon Bailey.
So this does potentially change the way Villa look in this second half, with Tielemans having to drop into a deeper role, which is difficult because Tielemans has done very well in the position he's been asked to play. And that does look like exactly what happens. McGinn's gone out to this right-hand side. Tielemans will play on the left-hand side. And Diaby joins Watkins up front. And speaking of which, Diaby knocks it back. And we're underway for the second half. And Villa doing the pump-it-long tactic that never, ever works. And as predicted, Saliba wins the header. But they are fighting for it up there now, Villa. And it's a bit messy, but Kamara has got it back for Villa. Pau Torres playing it forwards. And Watkins making that diagonal run. But he can't get the ball before Raya can get there. Now Zinchenko. And Arsenal, it's a bit more pacey with the build-up. Zinchenko not immediately inverting here. So potentially a little change in shape here for Arsenal. And a ball pinged in behind us. They just catch Villa unaware. Here's Gabriel Martinelli. Options flooding the box. Martinelli plays it across. Cut out by Luiz. I think he got the wrong pass there. I think Jesus made the wrong run as well, to be fair. McGinn is fighting for the ball here.
Still got the ball.
No idea how he still got possession. He eventually loses it. Now it's with Havertz. Martinelli. Zinchenko. Here's Jesus. Nice turn. Tries to cut back against Luiz. He goes down in a heap. I mean, he's absolutely thrown himself to the floor there.
Saka on the floor as well. Where that was from.
They're asking for a lot then. Arsenal in 2 different situations. I'm sure they are having
Kamara don't need to be playing with it in there. Saka swings a leg at it, but it's not come to anything. And now Digne's chasing Ben White down to the ball.
My FPL team needs something.
Yeah.
If Saka and Watkins score, I mean...
I think the studio will be elated.
Honestly, limbs.
If Saliba scores,
No.
I'm doing that.
Oh,
No, that's weak.
That's not a pen.
Not a pen.
He
Good shot to Saka
absolutely
angle.
threw himself to the floor there.
I want to know what happened with Saka.
Thing is, there'll be people that go, "That's a stonewall penalty." He's
his
kicked
body
him.
is shinning.
He's not volleyed his shin; it's his calf. Good.
They're checking it. They're actually checking it.
Yeah, they have to check it, but that doesn't mean anything.
I know, but the fact that they're actually trying to stop the game. Oh, we're going underway again. What a waste of time. I still look at the referee. Why? Why is Sky trying to make it into something it isn't? It's just not a penalty.
That's what they do.
They want to get around on Twitter.
Digne goes down the line. Watkins gets a flick on Diaby.
Thought he brought it there,
Tries
to be fair.
to keep
thought he
it,
was
but
in.
can't. Now Saka. And he's forced
Yeah.
down a bit too aggressively there by Luca Digne.
I mean, we talk about what are Villa about their left back situation because Alex Moreno's now come back to injury, but
Back to injury.
No, he's come back from injury. Sorry, but Digne's been pretty faultless. So what do you do?
I think you've got to keep with Digne, especially given Digne is a better defender, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Moreno involved in left midfield. Would be my best guess as how he's played.
Oh,
And now
lovely
they're
football.
in, and it's claimed well by Martinez. And actually did well there to control his slide, because he easily could have slid out of the box there and created a bit of a messy situation.
Yellow card and indirect.
Yeah,
free
he just
kick.
looked
Well,
like
like that, he's got to
Right.
push it to a fullback and hope that they're alert to the situation.
That is
And he's going long with it, and Watkins is jostling with
But his
Saliba
hold
here.
up for his size is brilliant.
And Tielemans cannot be taken off possession here. McGinn, Diaby looking for Yuri Tielemans, but it's just overhit slightly by Diaby. Potentially a consequence of Rasmussen. They've won it high. Here's Diaby. Ezri Konsa. Now McGinn tries to play it across but can't. Saka a little bit too slow there at the back as Arsenal try and play out, but they've got away with it. And now Ben White trying to switch the play. Martinelli, I mean, he doesn't win the header, but he's won the ball. Ezri Konsa there heading it backwards. And then
Weak
he's, I mean,
I
I don't know
think
what
that was a
hit
foul.
Martinelli here, but yeah.
There was he touched him.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a dive.
Jesse Catering, welcome to the stream. Again, heard Gary asking where they are. And that says, hi, sorting after-match pizzas here. That is fantastic to hear. Thank you,
Very
Jesse
hungry.
Catering.
What's happened here then? Oh, grow up.
Nothing.
That should be a
Absolutely
yellow.
nothing.
Yeah.
Should be a yellow for a horrendous attempt at diving.
Being that doesn't actually like much.
No.
No, that's not a foul, but it might hurt.
They've brushed feet.
Yeah, but he's also clutching the wrong part of his leg. He's clutching his shin.
Oh,
Solid.
that really got
Yeah.
his shin, that one.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And rightfully not given as a foul.
I think you should be booked if you're just being pathetic.
Corey says Man City at the moment are struggling with injuries to some of their players. Not really, to be honest. I mean, De Bruyne is out injured, but other than that, I mean, Stones has missed a fair bit this campaign, and I think he is integral to their build-up. So then I get those two, but obviously Rodri's been out suspended this week. Same for Grealish, Doku injured, but you know that's only two first-team injuries. It's not horrendous, to be fair, when you consider that Newcastle have 11 out at the moment.
God. Tottenham 9.
Yeah.
That's a
Chelsea-
fun game
Chelsea-
tomorrow. Who's going to play? Who's actually going to come
Chelsea
back?
look like they've got a full squad, but they have also still got like 12 injuries. It's just
Yeah.
that they've got such a big squad. We've cut back to Arteta now, who doesn't look too happy. I see Wayne Rooney in the crowd as well.
I hope not.
I don't know who's looking to sign, but
Probably run away from the Birmingham fans after yesterday's last night's defeat at
and
Coventry.
is that Edu Gaspar also in attendance to his left, to his right? Sorry.
Or someone.
Yeah.
Imagine being the poor coach. Just go up there and sit with him.
Gary says they're really missing the absence of KDB and Gundogan. They really haven't found a consistent replacement for those two. Yeah, I think Gundogan, in terms of his presence and his leadership, is a big miss for City. I think that was underestimated how big a miss that would be.
I think that was one slip up that Man City made in the window. I don't think they should have sold Gundogan
Because
given any
Kovacic,
choice.
in terms of what he does in the team, while it's slightly different, replaces him adequately. But in terms of that vocal leadership and that, I mean, we heard Gundogan speaking, I think after the El Clasico was actually his most compelling speech, where he said quite openly in a press conference that some players just didn't want it enough. And I thought that was really interesting. And the ball through for Arsenal and Ezri Konsa making a really crucial challenge there. But what do we think about then this sort of trend of starting to play centre halves as fullbacks? in order to accommodate for out of possession shapes and stuff like that.
Oh,
Ball in, Jesus, and it's claimed well by
pretty
Martinelli.
smart. I mean, you look at Konza, he's been brilliant. White as well.
But it's really interesting how when football began, fullbacks were like centre halves. You just had 4 people who stood at the back of the pitch and everything was lumped long and you'd head it back.
Yeah.
Then we transcended to fullbacks who would attack, and now we're almost going back to that situation where you tend to have one of each.
Yeah.
And in a lot of systems, because you want to have that situational back 3, but still create an overload in possession, so you get that security one while also having a strong attack, it means that a lot of teams tend to go for 2. I mean, this Villa system, Digne does get high sometimes. I mean, often he just hits deeper. Drags Saka into the box there.
You've got to be careful.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think going back to the fullback situation, I think you look at teams like Leverkusen, though, who have like Grimaldo and Frimpong, who you can barely call fullbacks anymore. They're never at the back. They're always bombing
but
forwards.
if you look at the very interesting thing about the Leverkusen system, it's Robert Andrich. Last season, I can't think who plays there this season, but dropping into that centre half to form that situational back 3 to have that slightly different. It's similar to how Poch used to use Eric Dyer. It's similar to how Farioli uses Fofana at Nice. So there's lots of options.
Digne's just sorting out Emery's.
I can't remember his name now. I think it's not Fofana. It's Yusuf, and it's a really long name that I can't pronounce. But
Emery's just sorted out. Digne's just sorted out Emery's
selection headache.
Yeah. Digne, yellow card out of the Brentford game. That's sorted. Moreno starting there.
Obviously, yellow cards wipe in. Is it 2 weeks' time?
Yeah.
It goes to 10 for a suspension. So frustrating that because Digne could have got away with one there.
So he's got a fine and a ban, and probably a talking to.
You still get fined per yellow, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you get fined more per 5 yellow?
I don't know, probably.
And this is a really dangerous area actually for Saka, which may be the more pressing issue than Digne's
What
fine.
have they tried?
That was terrible.
I think they're trying to win a pen.
You've
That
just
was an
got to put the ball in the box.
I think they're trying to win a pen.
Right, smart. So if Villa to win the ball, I'd shoot. Honestly, if quickly, Pato just hit it, mate.
I think Patrick's probably going to try and let this go. I know he's going to try and cross it in for Havertz, which is an interesting situation.
Martin.
Bangs on the length of the pitch. To be fair, he's probably got the ability with his distribution to do it. He might rupture every muscle in his leg as he kicks at the length of a football.
Robin Olsen play football, which
That is exactly what we want.
historically has gone to shit.
But again, goalkeeping injuries can completely change seasons. Obviously, if Villa to lose Emi, given how crucial he was for them, especially in this game, actually, I think that would be big.
It's just how crap Robin Olsen is.
But also, if you look at like Newcastle, do they lose that Everton game? And that's a huge.
I think it was a foul anyway.
That's really crucial for Emi jumping forward onto that ball there.
Arsenal do seem to be sort of making Villa make more mistakes now.
They look a bit more up.
Forcing the errors. It's what they like to do with their pressing shape. And they've been a bit more aggressive in the press actually this half.
Yeah.
But with Zinchenko, he's not inverting as much as you would expect from Zinchenko. Playing a bit more like a traditional fullback. Now he's inverting. Making my point completely null and void. But for a lot of this game, he hasn't. A lot of the second half, he hasn't been inverting as much. And that's a lovely ball fed through to White. White crosses it in, and that's really good defending there from Tielemans to get back in. White just took too long about the cross. Had to get that ball in sooner.
Yeah, Arsenal do feel like they're building some momentum in this second half. There's been another change for Aston Villa. Jacob Ramsey is going to come on. I'm guessing he's going to
say what we expect from changes. This makes sense, right?
My guess is going to come on left midfield for Tielemans, give him something else on the left, a bit more attacking outlet.
And Thor just giving him some instructions there.
Austin McPhee.
I love that guy. What does he do now?
Set piece.
But that didn't look very set-piecey to me.
Well,
why was he talking to Jacob Ramsey while he's going on?
Jacob Ramsey.
Has he developed?
Maybe, yeah.
Austin McPhee's changed.
I guess he's still a coach at the end of the day, isn't he?
Is he?
But they bought from America because he was good at strategies in NFL games.
Yeah. He feels very Ted Lasso, doesn't he?
Yeah.
This whole Villa team feels very Ted Lasso.
Well, it's working.
You've got a coach doing it against the odds who came in under a bit of, a cloud at Unai
staff
Emery.
members that can't actually coach.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Austin
Kit
McPhee
man,
wasn't
yeah.
a kit man.
Nick Knack says, hi peeps, hello mate, good to see you Nick Knack. And yeah, Arsenal the highest corner goals this season. Jammy buggers, will they get another here? Saka puts one in, it's straight on Martin. Oh, it's almost in from their own players. but it didn't cross the
Surely they're going to
line.
have to check that.
And now
Complete
he's
miscommunication.
asking the players. He's a bit frustrated there at his own players there, Martinez. It's a bit of a shit show
So
there.
did he catch it into someone? Did someone knock it? Is Watkins, I think, heads it out? Oh no!
And
He tries to push it
Watkins.
away.
Oh, the
Watkins
post.
gets in his way.
It's not in.
Oh wow!
So quite fortunately for Villa here, it bounces off. It spews off of the line there rather than bouncing towards goal.
Yeah, just miscommunication.
By the way, Dortmund levelled at just before half time. Leipzig now ahead 2-1 in that game. Christopher Baumgartner.
At least Leipzig could stop Bayern as well.
I think, yeah, Leipzig
Oh,
are
that
arguably in a
was
better
a bit
position.
silly to the army. Just chucked his whole body at Gabriel, and
One way of trying to win a free kick. I throw myself in front of him. This would put Leipzig 3 points off Bayern, but they'd played a game more than Bayern. Because obviously Bayern didn't play last week. Their game against Cologne was
It's really Leverkusen or nothing.
Well, Stuttgart are 2 points behind them, and they've played an equal amount of games. But equally, if Stuttgart are going to win tomorrow, that'll mean Leverkusen don't. So, not a great situation. But obviously, I believe Stuttgart play Bayern soon. Yeah, next weekend is Bayern Stuttgart. Need Garassi to score 8. He's on a guard and it's wide.
That's a big miss.
Wandered again.
That's 2 big misses from Odegaard now in this game. We had the one about 30 minutes into the game. Now we've got another.
Because a world-class midfielder should not miss from there.
But he knows how crucial these misses could turn out to be.
Zinchenko, that was a great one.
That was a nice pass from Havertz as well, actually.
Yeah, lovely way to pass to pick out a teammate as well. A lot of the time in those sorts of areas, people just tend to fizz one across and hope. But he does pick out a player there. It's a shame for him. It's Martin Odegaard on his weak foot, and he just drives it past the post. Une de Masso, says Gary. I tried, yeah, Gary. Not one of your better ones. Gonna be honest, but thank you for the attempt. And a lifted ball forwards from Arsenal, headed back by Luiz. It's one back by Rice.
Does
Now
feel like
White.
Villa are losing their grip on this
Saka.
game ever so slowly. Still half an hour to go as well.
And now Raya. Here's Gabriel, and options around for Arsenal.
I do think the tide is starting to turn. I really do.
Yeah.
I feel like Arsenal, obviously they're starting to make quite a few more chances than they were in the first half. But
The momentum's with them now because there's less prerogative for Aston Villa to get forwards. That is changing the game slightly. But also, I think potentially this is something they've just implemented. Is Ramsey here is almost playing as a... Not Ramsey. Who am I looking at? It looks like a bit more of a 5-back for them at times. I think it's Luiz dropping into the back line, potentially. I can't tell who it is. I think it is Ramsey. No, it's Kamara. It's Kamara. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up between him and Luiz. So what Kamara's doing is almost dropping into the back line to create a 5-3-2. So it's a lot more defensive, a lot deeper, and potentially explains why Villa aren't coming as forward as much. But they're sacrificing that in favour of defensive stability. I mean, look at Kamara's positioning now. It is a back 5, almost.
What a dull second half in terms of goal mouth action.
It just means they double up on Havertz, who's playing as an attack midfielder right now.
Smart.
They're pushing very high here with that box midfield, of course, as you see Havertz and Odegaard pushing high, and obviously Zinchenko inverting there. And they're just dropping Kamara to deal with that. And then he can mark Martinelli and that's when he comes inside. Torres. Looking for options, Pau Torres, and he's played it into McGinn. Lovely turn from John McGinn. Almost pulled down by Rice, but he keeps going. Plays it into Diaby. Diaby now pledging him in the goal. He tries to take it round. Gabriel shifts it across. Here's Digne. Touch. Shoot. Look at Digne. Huge stop, though, from David Raya. Really good play from Aston Villa. Diaby did well because he was sort of boxed in there by Gabriel, but he managed to pick out Digne. Unfortunately, Digne's effort not able to put enough pressure on David Raya.
Hats to John McGinn to keep running despite the fact he was attacked by Declan Rice.
That should be pulled back. Saka's in here. Will he beat Martinez? He's taking it past him. If he's onside, this will be level. But I think, based on that flag, it is off.
Oh, got excited for my FPL.
And this will be checked by VAR on the off chance he is onside. But he did look off to the naked eye.
Yes.
They can hear us. They can't see us yet. It's just me having a drink. But we'll be back. Sorry for that, guys.
It's a lovely freeze frame.
Yeah, fantastic freeze frame. Right. There we go. Not a technical difficulty in a while. When we change set, we knock things over. That happens. But there we go. And Saka's down with an injury now. Again.
Screaming.
This has been a lot of agony here, and this will worry Arteta, Southgate, and you.
I'll say, come on, he's got a 60, to be fair.
I thought he
I do hope he's alright, by the way. I'm not.
He does actually seem to be in pain.
Yeah.
Blimey.
I didn't even see it with all the palaver about the camera.
Oh no, that's off the wall. That's off the ball. That's
so
that is a really worrying
Oh.
injury.
Well, he suddenly changed his tune, by the way. He was
He
screaming.
must have been booked for this, and he will miss the game against Brentford. He didn't look like he touched him.
Did we miss something in the replay? I was watching the wrong man.
Who are you watching? Someone in the background.
Who are they?
So double change now. Matty Cash and Leander Dendoncker coming on for Aston Villa. So Cash, well, it makes sense a little bit because they're almost playing a 5-back anyway now. So Cash could come on in this position or from McGinn and just create a bit more of someone who can drive that ball forwards a bit better. They are checking a red potentially if it is. Or are they doing subs?
Can we watch his back again, please? I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't either.
It does look they are checking red cards.
That's bonkers if they are.
VAR check graph? No point. No. It's finished.
I want to see the replay again because I really didn't see the replay. It was a clean tackle.
Yeah.
What did he do?
I didn't even see a tackle, let alone a clean.
I was a bit
It's Rice.
I'd like to see it
Knocks
again.
it out wide.
I feel like
Saka,
shouting.
the touch isn't great,
The ball goes out.
but they've managed to bring it under control, so that's all right. Saka looking for options. Now Saliba. Zinchenko. And a lovely ball looking for Martinelli, but it's cut out by Konza. Here's Kamara driving it forwards. Plays it out wide. Moussa Diaby. Puts it in. He's tried to catch Raya out there.
Smart.
Just putting it on goal, realising that Raya would be... And this is what Mudryk did earlier in the season. Remember back to the Chelsea-Arsenal game, where he just crossed it behind David Raya.
Was that the second time this game that Raya's been tested? It's not been many, has it?
No, not many shots, especially on target, as you say. Let's have a
I'm
look.
really intrigued to see that Saka challenge back again.
Yeah. Honestly, didn't see anything.
You know, six
Red.
shots for Villa, 2 on target, compared to 9 for Arsenal with 4 on target.
For a game that has lacked goal malfunction, it's actually been quite exciting.
Yeah. It's been quite end to end, and even when it hasn't been, there's been a lot of sort of pressure from both teams.
Both these sides are very good at preventing shots. And yeah. I'm loving this Villa high line, by the way. Even now, when they're in their own half, they're able to push up quite well.
6-back.
And it makes it very difficult for Arsenal to penetrate. Here is Ben White.
No.
To the legs of Digne, now Saka. And
Annoyed with
Saka
himself.
reacts frustratedly there.
Yeah, Arsenal are doing they're subs now, but we go see that chance now. That Saka moment, please. While the subs are happening, I want to see this. So Konza's coming off for Cash.
Ryan asks how the game's going. It's been an exciting one, Ryan. Really good game.
See a Chelsea fan as well.
Oh yeah, thanks for tuning in, Chelsea fan.
And then Donker's coming on for Bukayo Kamara. So they're going to come on and do exactly the same as what both their counterparts were doing.
Gary's given Ryan a summary saying Arsenal having difficulty penetrating, according to Jack. Brilliant. Cheers, Gary. Anyway.
I still want to see his tackle with that. I'm going to go find it after we're going to get to see it again.
Searching out clips of that tackle. So, Kamara offered Dendoncker. Makes sense because Dendoncker can push into back 3 quite well. Cash coming into that right back, especially because now they're playing that 5, makes a lot of sense as well. So, understandable, both those changes. And Konza getting the applause from the Villa fans, which, given when he started life at Villa, he wasn't one of the first names on the team sheet, wasn't loved by the Villa fans. And he has struggled over the years to get into the team. I think a lot of people thought he would be replaced, especially now they've got Carlos, Mings, and Torres. But he's found a new role at right back, and he's really loved by the Villa faithful.
It was him and Mings in the centre-half partnership who really struggled before John Terry was brought in as a coach. He then he taught them how to defend, and they looked brilliant. He then left again, went to crap under Dean Smith. He got sacked. Brought in Gerrard.
Crap under it. Got even worse than Gerrard.
They've got hands on to Gerrard. And then
I saw a graphic the other day. It looked at the most points Villa ever claimed in their history in a season, and it showed, the other seasons, and then Gerrard / Emery. It was like, oh, why not Gerrard claiming all 3 points there out of like 62? It's like, not really both of them, is it? But sure. Zinchenko,
that is insane from Villa, by the way. 74.
They were looking at this, weren't they, on Monday Night Football the other night? I thought it was higher than that, but yeah.
I don't know. It's got Darwin in the middle there.
Diaby.
Rapid pace from Diaby.
Looking to take players on. It's Ollie Watkins. 5-1 up. It's spilled by Raya, but no one reacts. And Raya claims it the second time.
You're telling me that Watkins and Saka aren't going to get any points from this game?
Come on.
I'm looking at a really bad game week so far.
At least you didn't captain Trent.
Why did you captain?
Might pay off though with Carl and Blanks.
No, if.
Against Luton.
That's a very big if when we're talking about Erling Haaland.
He has struggled recently, but it is Luton Town. Is it the Kenny?
Yeah.
Is
it the Kenny?
A bit different then.
Yeah, I think I'll get 1 and a 5-1 loss. Here comes Martinelli.
I'll take FPL points.
Skips past Cash. Can't get past that tackle from Dendoncker. But Zinchenko makes it past the second challenge from Dendoncker. Now here's Ben White. Can he lift one into the box? Goes to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard touches to White. Out to Saka. Looking to come inside. And now he can drive inside. Bukayo Saka to Jesus. It comes off his knee awkwardly.
Saka. Sort of thing. I would
free kick that.
Could have put in the game.
That's a dangerous spot for a free kick for Arsenal.
Like free nurse Odegaard, isn't it? Ball. It has got that moment. I just want FPL points.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a great game so far. It's up the ante by getting me some FPL points. Oh, Jesus. Not a good touch at all. Yeah, as you say, this is a good area. Good to see what happens here.
Jesus blown us a kick.
And a change now. So Martinelli coming off, Leandro Trossard
Makes sense. Might have
coming on.
He really has been. I think, honestly, Martinelli just seems to have lost his confidence. He's not at all the player that he used to be.
No.
So what Trossard could do. He's looked good. He has done well this season.
He is just one of those players that when you see them on the bench, you expect them to be coming on in the latter stages of the game and just bring some energy into the team.
You know he'll make a difference. Even if Arsenal lose the game, he'll still give them chances.
The wind's starting to pick up here as well, which will make this a bit of a difficult one for Emery because it could go anywhere. It's just swaying.
Drunk.
You could see it there, especially with with Rice and Odegaard's hair blowing around so much in the wind.
Yeah, look at it. Blimey.
And the things being blown across pitch as well.
That
crisp bag has made it from one end of the pitch to the other. It's an impressive run.
Better run.
Cover the most ground of anyone on the pitch.
Also, the wind must have changed direction during the game because it's gone back and forwards.
Yeah.
A box to box crisp
packet.
Yeah.
Sign him up.
And Odegaard steps up over this. He lets Declan Rice have it. He drills it low. It comes off Trossard. And it's an easy claim.
What's Trossard doing?
Just started running at the keeper. Trying to give him a hug.
I guess he's expecting Odegaard to hit it, so he's going to run in and get the rebound. Instead, he blocked his own mate's goal kick? Free kick. 20 minutes to go. Villa still managing this game nicely. So they go 1-0 up and then just manage it.
I mean, if it worked for him, it worked for him, and we've seen that it has done, so why not try it again?
Martinez goes along with it. Diaby tries to bring under control now. Kai Havertz. One back by Luiz, and he's a bit over-aggressive there on Havertz. Luiz has got to be careful, obviously, already on a yellow.
Yeah, don't want.
Is that a potential thought for Emery as he makes changes or makes any more changes?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who he would bring on instead of Luiz at this stage.
My guess would be Alex Moreno.
He's got one change left.
And then moves Ramsey in the middle. But the problem would be
Zaniolo?
Maybe. The problem would be is if you've obviously got Digne on a yellow, that's also a risk. And a red card now would completely turn the tables. That are already turning, to be fair.
Yeah. They could go Moreno for Digne then. But I feel like Digne's less likely to be forced into making a big
I
tackle.
don't know if Saka gets through. Because they clatter into him.
Yeah, but then while the many centre-halves they have will get there. Here's John McGinn. Plays it towards Dendonka.
Go on.
Who's coming forward, saying now I just need to be a more convincing pass there through the
marauding run.
Odegaard, Havertz, Odegaard, a
You
huge
knew
tackle from McGinn.
McGinn was going to fly in there.
Been dinged as over aggressive, he's been given a yellow, but that felt hard. I thought he won the ball.
Yeah. I don't think that warranted a yellow from the
I
ref
don't
there.
think it's the actual contact, the actual foul. It feels more like
The intention.
the malice. And no, he's won the ball. That's a terrible decision from Gillett. I mean, he's had a good game.
Has he first?
Yeah.
No, there's contact on the foot.
He gets his foot around
He gets exposed,
and gets the ball while also touching Odegaard. It's not enough to make him fly like that. It's the force overall. I don't think that's enough for
I
a
think the
foul.
ref's looked at his body shape. Look at the way he's just flown in there and gone, yeah.
I definitely don't think it's a yellow, put it that way.
No.
Zinchenko.
He's just harshly done by though.
Equally, Gibbs had a very good game. Not going to judge him too harshly on.
Chris Packett's back
That's
at
right.
it.
It's everywhere.
It's in the air.
Oh, this is like the N'Golo Kante
aerial
Chris
skill.
Packets.
Yeah.
Covers every inch of the pitch.
Nice bit of trickery there from who was that? Dendonka.
He's having a great time.
Since when was that in his sort of
Wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a new addition. I'm not seeing him in a while. I'm not seeing him in a while. He's been doing...
5-star skilled
I mean,
Dendonka.
is Saliba not all over Watkins there?
Yeah, but it's William Saliba and the media love him, so he never gets anything
He's got a
against
song
him.
as well. They sang at Bournemouth for 90 minutes. And
Did my head
no
in.
one can hear anything.
So,
His
that's, the only
Bournemouth
thing
don't make noise.
that's the only thing that was in my head for the last year.
Every time I see him, I just want to start singing, even though I don't like him. Is Digne?
He's not got a very lovable face either, does he really?
Look at Digne.
Yeah, he looks quite irritating.
He's not on like a Garnacho, Anthony Bruno.
No,
honestly.
Irritating face.
No.
I think I met him. I probably wouldn't punch him. I'd get arrested. But
See what I mean? It's just quite angular.
rat-like, really.
Yeah.
Like that bloke, or the bloke from Flash Away.
Welcome back, guys. I'm sure you didn't think you'd get a real in detail ranking of all the Villa players.
We should do a friendly ranking of the most punchable face.
See, this is what you get with the best streams in the world.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we'll get everyone to nominate one person on the list, and then we'll all rank them
You don't get
together.
this from Sky Sports, do you? Gary Neville's not going there going, oh, I really think he's got a punchable face.
Imagine he did though. Peter Dewey, yeah, I'd punch Garnacho.
Yeah. He's put down the poetry for a bit. Going, yeah, I'd spin his jaw.
No, he would make it poetic, though, wouldn't he? Oh, loose.
And now here is Jacob Ramsey. Placing out wide, Luca Digne. Ramsey. Can he come up with something here? Digne, Ramsey again. And I think they'll happy to sit in this corner for 16 minutes if they can. They've won a corner.
Rice looking all full of himself. Very confident.
He does carry himself quite well. I think it can come across as a bit cocky at times, but it is just,
His walk.
yeah, exuding
He
confidence.
looks like he's strutting across the
Yeah.
penalty area.
I don't think it's even on purpose most of the time. I do think it is just him being confident.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's just got good posture and his tool.
Yeah.
So Gary's saying, will Villa be able to close out the match?
I don't know, honestly, I can't tell you.
15 minutes, well, we've got to all come to a decision.
I
Harry,
think-
Patch, what are we thinking?
I still think anything could happen. I think I can see Arsenal pulling one back, but to be completely honest with you, I do think Villa will hold on to it, even if Arsenal score in the
Right.
latter stages.
I mean, if I was going to stick with my prediction, I'd say that Arsenal will score, but I don't want them to. Luiz, silky
almost beautiful.
skills there. And now, though, they are a little bit
It's
thrown
a
to the
catch,
counter.
is it?
Cash comes forward, Matty Cash, and it's a wayward effort
I thought
from
it
the
was better.
Polish man from Nottingham.
The Polish cafe.
Really well. Odegaard absolutely pussied out of that, by the way. He was fully getting there, and he just went, no, don't back it against Matthias Korzeczny.
I know I keep using this word, but this match, Odegaard really has seemed wasteful to me.
Yeah.
The whole game, he's made quite a few mistakes. His passes
Well,
have
there's
often
two
been
shots.
wayward.
He's had two big opportunities now
Exactly.
Polish
in and
man.
around that penalty area, that penalty spot, which is where he's really dangerous.
He just hasn't impressed me this game.
Yeah, usually lethally potent, but today just inclinical. Now here comes Kane. Not Kane.
Oh,
Rice.
that's a
He's
yellow.
gone through Cash there. Now that's going to be a card.
Another one.
I was going to say.
Let's hand out quite a few this game.
It's started throwing around a bit.
4 or 5 now.
I don't think that warranted a yellow either. I don't feel like there was enough contact in there.
The thing is, the intentions there. Well, he stuck his leg out at Cash running away
It's
from
the
him.
first of the season, to be fair to Rice. Fair enough.
Ignore the badge on your chest.
Oh.
Is that a foul?
Alex
I'll have to
Moreno.
watch it back.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. So
Coutinho
Moreno
makes
out on
sense.
for Luca Digne.
Obviously, Moreno got all the minutes in the Conference League. Not this week, but the last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
obviously,
on for his
he's done
first,
well,
is
hasn't
his
he?
first Premier League minutes of the season? Was he injured in
I'm
pre-season
not-
or in an opening fixture?
I think it's
sure.
I think it's pre-season. I think, but great to see him back on the pitch anyway.
Let's just find out.
Yeah.
He did get 16 minutes against Bournemouth on the 3rd of December.
Then I'm guessing
He got a minute
Oh,
against
right.
City last time out. But no, he didn't make a single appearance this season. He made the bench on the 16th of September and the 21st of September against Crystal Palace and Legia. Then was out for another 2 months before being benched for 4 games and then playing Legia 2 weeks ago.
Well, chance to impress now with 12 minutes to go. Big moments for the season. Make or break, not make or break, but
It's
big.
certainly a statement.
Yeah.
I think it could be make or break. Because I think this makes Villa a serious contender for the title. I think if they
It's
lost, it
different.
would have broken any
Is he going to
aspirations.
do a title charge in the European campaign?
Maybe. I think either way, they're in a really good position to get Champions League football.
No. If the coach was, I'd just sacked it off.
And Arteta's smooth seat slide to get away from. I know he was in that one, wasn't he? But where's the coach? Coach has just gone.
Yeah,
He's going to be
he's
back down potentially to the
Left the stands, gone
others. I don't know if Edu Gaspar's still there. They didn't pan out to him.
home. Arteta did not look
happy so
happy.
far. Travelling all the way out of Birmingham.
Sleeper tries to find Jesus. He's was forcefully challenged there by Torres, but not enough in it in the
I
eyes
think
of
it's just a
Gillett.
mismatch of
Then
bodies.
Donker with 2 huge challenges in the midfield. Here's Luis. Waiting for that overlapping run of Matty Cash. Tries to play through some really good defending there from Trossard. Really patient defending as well as he intercepted that pass. Now he's looking to come down this left-hand side. Plays it inside. Odegaard with space to use. Pokes it through to Jesus. And that's a huge challenge from Moreno.
Did Messi just stop?
I don't know what he did there. I feel like his legs weren't working.
Arsenal players are backing up challenges a bit here, I think.
I don't understand why Jesus didn't run with that. He had plenty of time and he was ahead of his man.
And because Torres stepped that, he was in trouble.
But Moreno covered back really well.
Yeah.
Now here is Douglas Luiz.
Does just give Villa a bit more going forward that he does, Alex Moreno.
Martinez. And he lifts it towards Moreno. Good chest from Alex Moreno. Now driving forwards. Just a few challenges from Saka, but he gets away from those nibbly
He made
challenges.
a good 10 yards there.
And now Saliba wins it off Watkins. That's a good challenge from Douglas Luiz. A good interception from Douglas Luiz, but it's pulled back for an early foul from Moreno.
We've seen Saka on the floor a lot today.
That is the nature of Saka. Most foul player in the Premier League last season. I imagine he's already quite high this season. Does he get bonus points for fouls drawn?
I feel like we'd see Grealish get a lot more if we did.
I still think there's quite a
Maybe
lot
previous
to
Jack
write to
Grealish, not this season, I wouldn't say.
No.
In the title odds, I think that's put in chat.
I did see those. I was a bit miffed by them.
Boy, if for City, I think City, surely they can't be higher than the other teams that are ahead of them.
Oh, I'm almost there.
Yeah, maybe.
Trossard finding a ball through to Jesus. Also, you know, the guy who's got Martinez patch in our school league, he's got 2 bonus points plus a clean sheet here.
Oh, Emmy.
Emery Martinez has done
Well, then the
sensational.
Sanchez, like, how on earth has he got 2 bonus
No.
points and a clean sheet?
Diego Carlton with 3 bonuses, and then McGinn getting just 1.
I think we can speak.
But I think a lot of the Villa performance has been defensively, to
Yeah.
be fair. If you look at, especially
And-
numbers-wise.
This could be interesting. I mean, Ketty's on now for Jesus.
Obviously,
Could that change
McGinn as well for the yellow card will get minus on the bonus
I'm not
point
really
system.
surprised about that substitution. I feel like Jesus has been quite absent this
But
game.
does it not say a lot about Arsenal and Gabriel Jesus right now that they need a goal and they're subbing their striker off?
Yeah, I suppose. I feel like they've
Because if City needed a goal, they don't go, hang on, quickly, can we bring up Erling Haaland? Because if not, we won't score.
I feel like it's the same situation as their keepers as well. I feel like they've got. I mean, I do think Jesus is a little bit better than Nketiah, but they've got two strikers.
I think Jesus is very, very good for the system they have, and we've had this conversation before about whether Arsenal need an elite striker to be able to compete.
Yeah,
but for me, Jesus is very, very good for this system. If you could find someone who can play the system while also goal scoring, or do what City have done and adjust your system to suit a goal scorer, that could be huge.
Yeah, I feel like they have, like their goalkeepers, they do have two strikers that could start for different teams in the Premier League.
Go flying.
Yeah.
I do think Nketiah, when he's on his feet, he could start for a Premier League team. Certainly.
Probably for a fair few sides. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, if you look even as high as 9th in the table, West Ham, I think they would take Nketiah. I think he would start.
I don't think he's quite the right profile.
No, not at all. Moyes needs a
big player,
brute.
Almost like a
Antonio. I think if they were going to get anyone, Olivia Penda could work. I feel like the perfect fit for me would be Dusan Vlahovic. If they've got 60 million, that would be
not anymore.
Phenomenal. Well, if they recoup some of the Skamaka money,
that's
that was 50 million, wasn't it?
Talking about the West Ham money, though, I've seen a lot of Arsenal players say that they need to be paying us more for Declan Rice, but I'm not on board with that. Honestly, have you seen the Arsenal players saying that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I've seen in a lot of places they're saying, we should have paid 20 million more for him because he's been brilliant this season. But I honestly think that 100 million was, if anything, more than we expected for him. He was brilliant for us. It's not like he's leveled up.
Given the fact he had a year left in his contract, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a really good deal, I think.
Yeah. I think it's not like he's leveled up this season necessarily, or as much as people are saying. He's always been this good.
Yeah, exactly. Being around good players breeds good performance. It's the same thing you see with so many different teams and players.
Ooh,
it's exactly why, if you look at Newcastle, I wouldn't say that Jamal Lascelles is a fantastic player, but he looks more than comfortable in that Newcastle side because he's playing with Trippier, playing with who else is in the back line? Is it Shah at the moment?
Yeah.
And Tino Livramento, all very very good players. So it's understandable why he's doing well. And I think the same is true for Rice. While he was never a bad player, obviously, and he looked really good for West Ham, he looks even better now because some of those things that wouldn't come off for West Ham are coming off now. And there is difference to the tactics and stuff like that. I think he's much more suited to this system where him carrying the ball forward and then creating chances for others is actually useful, rather than he is the only person driving anything forward for West Ham. And if he doesn't run the ball from their own box to the other box, they don't create anything.
Yeah.
But
honestly, this may just be because I am a West Ham fan, but I think we are playing more cohesively without Rice.
Because you're forced to.
Yeah.
You can't just go, oh, well, it doesn't matter that we're not playing so well. We'll just get Rice to right length of the pitch.
No, exactly.
Because they can't anymore. But also, they saw last season a bit of a kick up the arse. Something's got to change for Moyes. It can't just be lump it long and pray.
No.
But now that I think you've got Paqueta, I think Ward-Prowse has a similar thing. The fact that Ward-Prowse and Alvarez can share the responsibilities of Rice in terms of Alvarez is very good, with his defensive numbers, great tackling, great interceptions numbers, but he's not very good with the ball at his feet. He's fine, but I wouldn't say he's got the same passing range of Declan Rice, of course, or the ability to drive the ball forward as much.
Definitely not.
But Ward-Prowse does have that, and his passing is all right. I don't think it's top quality.
Dead ball it is.
Well, exactly. He is fantastic. So that adds another outlet as well.
Which is obviously an aspect that Rice didn't necessarily have. Certainly not to the same extent.
No, I don't think he could loop a free kick top corner.
Missing a part.
He could just smack it, but. Yeah.
I think Arsenal can keep hold of that 20 million. Not that I'd be complaining if they want to give it to us.
Yeah. Gary says, Moyes boys so stressful to watch. Most consists of West Ham looking like they'll be overrun for 89 minutes and they somehow manage to score one on the one counter-attack they get.
Yeah, no, I know. I may be mistaken. I think it was the Burnley game. It was the Burnley game. The own goal in like the 85th, 86th minute, and then a lucky Souček winner at the end. That game was really quite stressful.
I feel like that is so West Ham though. Exactly. Moyes. I feel like Moyes, he's doing well. Don't get me wrong, but he is from a different era of Premier League football.
Yeah,
he's
certainly punching above
his tactics don't measure up with the likes of the young coaches you've got coming in the Premier League right now. De Zerbi, I wouldn't say Emery's exactly young, but relative to Moyes, he is. Arteta, of course. Pochettino's quite young.
Even the Tottenham game, though.
And
20 seconds of the
Postecoglou's a
ball,
young coach as well.
2 goals,
Yeah.
a win against the top 5 sides.
You just can't complain. Whilst it's not
Pretty.
It's not pretty.
It's
It's really
disgusting.
It's really
Ninth, what else do you want?
yeah.
So,
It's really quite stressful, but it gets the job done.
doing
So,
all right in Europe as well.
Yeah.
David Moyes never been to some of the places he gets to go in Europe. Like, he probably can't even say the names either. He
No.
just has a great time. Pretty like holiday. Going abroad to Slovakia and all that.
But the current West Ham system wouldn't work with a different manager.
No.
It works because they've got who they've got.
I do think.
Yeah,
I think whilst we would have
That
to make.
elbow, by the way, from Diego
And that's
Carlos.
the worry, isn't it, here?
I think that's what they're checking. He's saying he put his arm out. Nketiah thinks it was an elbow.
Bleeding from his mouth, though. I think.
He has been booked for it, so they do deem it to be
Ref
an
didn't
elbow.
see it though.
Yeah.
Like the ball was, it was off the ball. So the ref,
He wasn't watching. You could see there he wasn't watching, but he's just made that call based on what the Arsenal players have said.
That's the Lino's talking to him, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. That is something to
They're
consider.
still hanging on in this game. Only 3 minutes to go.
Well, plus, well, of course, the lengthy additional time we expect now with the new
It's a weird one
directives.
though, because to be fair, they've got on with this game tonight.
Yeah.
Only 2 minutes in the first half, 15 minutes straight back up to the second half. We've got on with it.
And I can't really note any notable stoppages. There was
I
the
know, but we've had-
Saka
we've
went
had
down
subs,
like
we've
4
had-
times.
We
We have had some subs. We had goals we had a goal in the first half. We had a goal in the second half. So not too many stuff. I mean, Pau Torres has kicked it
Still time,
into
though.
row Z a few times, but
I'll
Louise,
go. Should we play out? Oh, give it a minute.
every time bingo, our
My
favourite game.
Yeah, my favourite game.
How on earth do we play that?
Shout out a number that you think will be added.
Should we play now then?
Go on then.
You'll go first.
Inductees at a time bingo. What are you going?
4,
I'll go 5.
I'll go 8.
8.
Probably 8. I think 4's on the money, but I went second. So.
Feel like we should have gone with 7. That seems to be our magic number today.
Yeah.
Make sure to.
They won't
tune in.
understand that reference until New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Look out, we've got a big thing coming New Year's Day. We'll announce it
You'll
closer to
never
the
know what
time.
it is. Until
No, but there's a chance for you guys to get involved
Yeah.
and compete against your favourite creators.
Yeah. Trust me, it's not a hard competition.
You will win. If you've watched football before, you will win.
No. God,
Saka
that's not hard. It was awful.
driving inside. Here's Rice. Nice touch. Shimmies it out wide into Martin Odegaard. Lovely delivery. Kai Havertz. Zizinis. Can they bundle it home? They have. Arsenal have got the goal, but I think it'll be pulled back for a foul.
Ref's going to free kick.
And Havertz is going to run over to the front. They're going to crowd. They're going to crowd around
Check it.
Gillett here.
You should book them all.
And now Havertz wants to fight Torres. I thought Torres just doesn't care. I like that. So there's a lot of big conversation to be had here. So whether this will stand.
They do understand the ref's got to listen to VAR and not. He can't, like. It's interesting the ref's giving a foul on field. Usually it's the type of goals that are allowed to stand and then rewarded.
He
Is
pushes
he saying handball
Cash.
But it's
Handball.
Handball everywhere.
I'm saying 2 handballs and a push.
Yeah.
Well, this is our 8 minute. Here you go. So you're getting your 8 minutes. Here we go. And there's additional. I'm going to get. Oh, he's the winner. He's the lucky winner. They might not. 5.
It's jammy.
But to be fair, we might get into the 8th minute by the time this VAR check is over. I think this should be ruled off.
yeah. From a really unbiased opinion, I think it should got ruled off too.
I know, but
That hits his arm there. It's his hand there.
there's a push is in there as well. There's an arm there as well as 2 arms. It's like literally 1, 2.
His elbow
3.
flicks it in pretty much.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. Depends on the. He plays volley. Oh, they're all fighting by the way in the box as well. I'm going to be really surprised. I mean, I'll be surprised if this is given.
Martinez, Odegaard, and Havertz all have a conversation. I don't know what this
zoom in. There you go.
It definitely hits some of his hands.
I don't think it's obviously on purpose, but
I think there's at least 3 arms in there.
2 or 3 handballs from Cash. So you saying this should be a pen, says Nick? Now they should give this.
Maybe is that what they're saying?
Cash thought
If
his
they don't give the
goalkeeper.
goal. If they're
Well, because it also hits Havertz's arms. there, which is before it hits anything of
So
Cat.
where's that line at rule book though? Do they just allow the goal
I
and
think
give a
it's just
penalty?
messy. I think what we should do is
Just not give the goal.
that's the problem because the rules are so ambiguous. Is there a rule?
Like, what is this?
There's no specific rule, so you've got to use your just use your brain.
Look at the freeze frame we're watching right now.
But all their hands are touching it at the moment.
No, yeah, exactly. Nowhere in the rules does it say what happens if the ball gets crossed in, a right back's pushed, the ball touches everyone's hands 3 times,
Well, the goalkeeper flaps at it.
bundle the goalkeeper in and it gets pushed home. The goal
Free
will
kick.
not stand. It's a free
Free
kick.
kick. That's the right decision for me.
Gary Versman says, do Matty Cash and Jack Grealish share the same barber? Potentially so. And Emery shares the same barber as Dracula.
Double M's back.
Double M7.
Mikhail's mate. Gary
I
says,
like he's bleeding from his eye.
is that a handball by Havertz too? One absolute mess. Yes, so...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
How's he
So I
done
think
that?
that may add to why they've not
Yeah.
given the goal. They're waiting now for a Villa person to come and
Can he
sort that
see?
out. That's all right, yeah, just dab it a bit with your shirt. We'll just get going. The massive cut under your eye where you're kicked in the head by... Was it...
Matty Cash
Oh, he hit the post.
No, it's his...
Oh.
Cash's stud in his face.
Oh, that isn't very nice.
So if his own teammates, you just put a bit of water on it. Love it. Absolutely
The
love it.
most Argentine response to getting studded in the face.
Cheers to his team. I've been kicked in the eye by his own teammate. That's it. This guy's got some
Just
battery
rock-
now.
rock-
Oh,
rock-
how much battery did he
I'll
want?
be honest, my 8 minutes might be a bit low at this rate. So Reece Nelson on to try and change the game. Zinchenko off.
He isn't very happy.
It's a bold call.
See, going for this, aren't they?
I mean, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I know, but this is going to be a very aggressive shape.
Mm.
So who's playing where? Doesn't it? Are there any set positions anymore, or is it just a free-for-all?
Look at the gestures being made towards the Villa end. Oh, there we go, no one. Sky going desperately, not get any of those on camera.
Arteta's got more to chat about when he goes to meet FA officials later this month. Fantastic to hear, Gary. Yeah.
Yeah, fans applauding on a very cold night in Birmingham. The bobble hats are out in full force.
So Martinez goes long with it, and then Nketiah tries to win the header. 3-1 Leipzig, by the way, they confirmed that victory away at Dortmund. Further problems for Dortmund. They can't win.
Time ticking on Terzic.
I don't know. There doesn't seem to be any ambition at Dortmund at the minute.
It's a
Well, like, they
shame,
just
I
keep
quite
signing
like
lots of
it.
mid players. Villa are in. McGinn looking for his second. He's just the problem is he's looking for that left foot crossing, and Gabriel knows that's just really good defending.
Watkins, look at Watkins.
Ramsey wins it high, tries to play it inside. Leander Dendoncker blocked.
Watkins much better.
Here's Odegaard. I know, that's why I went all excited for it.
He just kind of
Rice,
there, the goalkeeper.
Havertz, options around now, and he goes to Gabriel.
I can't believe this could be a Watkins and a Saka blank.
It's a shame. Real shame.
Now, it says 40 seconds left. I think we have more, though.
Yeah, we got to.
Definitely, we could be looking towards the 100. So after I said they've got on this game really quickly, we've done the opposite, and it's been really slow.
Declan Rice now, options around him. He's going to drive through lines of pressure, as we so commonly see him do. Knocks it out wide. Reece Nelson playing on this left-hand side, looking to fashion a cross, but he goes back to Gabriel. He will whip the ball in. Cleared away
That
by
one was far away
Torres.
from the ball.
And
Good for
Watkins
Watkins using his body.
fighting to hold on to it. He just moves it up the line. It just kills off another 10 seconds there as Arsenal have to regroup, regain it, and then come forwards again. Odegaard, another wave of attack now for Arsenal. White, Odegaard.
Arsenal have almost got a front six at the moment.
Here is Rice. And he finds Havertz. Takes it to the legs of Cash. Zinchenko. And it's one back by McGinn.
Trossard.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Zinchenko's not on the pitch anymore. Get a challenge from Nelson there to stop them going forwards. Tipsy Catering says pizza's here. Guys, just blow the whistle, right? Pizza's getting cold.
I'm also very hungry, so please get on with it.
Yeah.
What a game, though. What a game this has been.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
me a man of the match now.
Go on then, because we want to run in and get pizza after this. Dortmund have got one back, but it will matter a little now.
You want to go first?
For me, it's been McGinn.
No, goal scorer.
Boring.
Disgraceful. Gary Neville might as well be here with that comment.
I'm I'm going to go... I'll go Carlos. He's been brilliant. Really strong defensively. Rock at the back. Reason why Villa are winning.
Yeah, I'm going to go Emi Martinez because I think in the second half, not many people are talking about him, but his contribution in the first half, the amount of saves he made, and the fact he's had his studs in his head and now Havertz barreled into him for no reason.
Havertz would get flattened.
That's the thing. Havertz acts like a big man in so many situations. He would get absolutely battered by Emi Martinez.
Throw in a ring, I'd go 15 seconds.
He thinks because he's on a pitch, he could just run into people and act tough.
Yeah, Martinez thinks on purpose.
What's he doing?
In Havertz. I was
Like, Havertz to run into
yeah, go on then.
You want some? I'll give it you.
He would. Honestly, it'd knock him out in seconds. Don't hold it. Keep going. Stop. No.
Rich wants to kill this game.
Arteta looks very frustrated. Villa fans want it better.
Stressed out young Villa fans in the front row.
Bleeding claret and blue.
God, what's happened to them? They've also been stunned in the face by Matty Cash.
Yeah.
Come on, we're going to get to the 98th minute or so I'm very happy with that prediction.
Not yet, though.
Ball long, and Watkins managed to get the touch, and it's going to go through to David Raya.
Come on, ref.
Now Martin Odegaard. Ball looking for Nketiah. Luiz misses the header and Rice can cushion it down to Gabriel. Back to Rice. One back by Luiz, but it's back now with Declan Rice. Match winner on Wednesday. Ball into Nketiah, but no equaliser forthcoming here.
Huge jeers from the whole end because they know that is probably the game done.
Yeah.
That was a chance for the Gunners. Good from Rice, and Nketiah was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. Oh yeah, flag did go up. Yeah, that'll probably be it then.
Martinez is going to boot this out of Villa Park. And Arteta's already gone.
He's gone.
Arteta's storming off with a bodyguard. I don't know why he's got a bodyguard.
Didn't take double M with him either. Poor bloke sat there.
And just sit there and whinge and then he just leaves.
Enjoy the moment. They gave Derek Carson man of the match.
Yeah, fair
Come on,
enough.
ref, get your whistle out.
What, my
Yes.
pizza?
And there we go. It is full time here at Villa Park. Aston Villa 1. Arsenal know a historic win for Villa as they keep their title aspirations alive, moving to within 2 points of leaders Liverpool. Arsenal demoted to second with this difficult result, a point off Liverpool, a point ahead of Villa. And now City could close up the gap to top of the table if they can beat the mighty Luton Town tomorrow afternoon. But Villa will be very jubilant with that one. A huge week for them as they beat both Manchester City and Arsenal in historic fashion. And a big win for Villa. Does that show they can go on and win this title?
Maybe. Huge result. Huge result. 2 points off top now.
Yeah.
Sensational. Sensational from Aston Villa.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Patch?
For some reason in my head, I can't see Villa actually making the title, but they've certainly made a name for themselves and obviously have made the other people contending for the title definitely scared of them and made sure that they're a force to be reckoned with.
Fair enough. I think depth could be an issue when they get towards the end of the season. Obviously, they're still in Europe. They're fighting for the Conference League, so that could be a big issue. Also, depends how far they get in the cup competition. Are they still in the FL Cup? Do we know?
Villa?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so they've got the FA Cup, obviously. So there's still those to compete for. I think they've got Middlesbrough in the FA Cup first round. So congestion will start to become an issue. But if they can invest in January and find more players like the players they've got today, there's no reason why, I don't think, no reason why they can't fight for the title.
Fair enough.
That's everything from us today. We are back tomorrow on the Women's Channel. Go and check that out. We're live for Chelsea versus Arsenal. That's going to be a huge game between our two title protagonists. Very similar to tonight's game in that aspect. Then we are back on here on Wednesday, I believe, for the Champions League. The final round of fixtures. I'm sorry we can't bring you Tuesday action for Man United. It would have been fun to watch them not get knocked out, but cannot do it. But we will be here Wednesday. We'll be here Thursday as well for I believe, West Ham's final group game. Do you think they're going to get through?
I mean, we've got to, really, haven't we?
Oh, yeah. Do you think you can win it?
Yeah,
Bollocks.
I reckon we got it.
Right, that's enough delusion. We are back in the week. That is everything for us today, though. Thank you guys very, very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.